All right, y'all. Y'all know how we get down. For any newcomers here, we pray as it is written according to the Holy Manuscript. 1 Kings 8th chapter tells us that we're carried away near or far. Turn toward Holy Jerusalem. We're not turning toward any object, but toward Holy Jerusalem, from whence cometh the law. We're in the north, we turn south toward Jerusalem. In like manner, we just happen to be in the west, so we turn toward the east. So y'all also, 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 8, we are to hold our hands up high when praying to the Most High within the assembly, so that one would know that these are set apart prayers. Also, 1 Corinthians 11 chapter, men are to uncover their head, women are to cover their head when praying or prophesying within the assembly.
That's right.
So y'all will do everything decently and in order, just like Daniel did, carried away to Babylon. In Daniel chapter 6, verse 10, he opened his windows 3 times a day toward Jerusalem. So with that, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get this prayer on. What psalm you reading from, bro?
We're reading from the 5th Psalm. With the Most High's permission, in the name of his only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, locally known as Jesus the Christ. Psalms number 5. Give ear to my words, O Yahweh. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my power. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shall thou hear in the morning, O Yahweh. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. For thou art not an Elohim that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Most High will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, O Yahweh. Lead me, O Yahweh, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. Make thy way straight before my face, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O Yah. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. For thou, Yahweh, will bless the righteous. With favor will thou compass him as with a shield. Hallelujah! St.louis!
Yes, sir. All right, y'all, for y'all coming down, just so everybody understand, y'all know our brother Wendell back there. Wendell just withstanding some treatment, so if you see him, he's in good shape, y'all, so you don't have to worry about it.
Sir.
He's in excellent shape. He just got a few trembles going on, but he good, y'all. So if I told y'all that and y'all go over there, y'all may get some smooth words. I'm telling y'all, he in good shape. Shalom to the worldwide family, y'all, that's out there on live stream. Also, Toda to bro just coming down for the first time. Introduce yourself, bro. Right here, bro, coming down from St. Louis. He already been here. Handle that business, bro. We like everybody knows something. Yeah, brother Theo, y'all. Brother Theo in the house heard about us. Come on down to fellowship with this family.
I'll pray.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Today's lesson, y'all know how we get down. First of all, do we got any announcements? Anything we need to announce before we get started? Kale from the garden. What is kale? The hardy green, yeah. Full of nutrients. Over there, y'all, full of nutrients.
From the earth.
From the earth, y'all. From the community garden, y'all, that brothers and sisters maintain, y'all, on the regular. Finally getting some bearing fruit, y'all. Y'all know how we get down. If anybody got anything on their heart, mind, or soul, anything that's troubling you, y'all, if it don't take, if it's something we can go ahead and answer real quickly or get you on some scripts to study up on yourself, you know, to find the answer for what your question may be. But if it's something that we may need to take offline, we'll let you know with that question or not, because we don't want to get too far off the lesson at hand. We've been starting a little bit late. So we're gonna have to get back on correct time, y'all. We are taking CP time to the limitations. So y'all, we want to get back on track. Anybody got anything on their heart, mind, and soul before we get to the lesson? Anything, y'all, whatever, is no bad question. Anything out there in the world wide, you know, before we get started with our lesson called No Margin for Error.
Well, I just want to, well, I see you, Ben. I've been talking to Brother Agdar in Yeshua Speaks, and they sent me this joint over here from Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tillet.
Yeah.
One of those joints you put around your neck. I just want to thank the house of Agdar over there in Jerusalem for sending your brother this fine piece. I will wear it in good health.
Yes, sir. Right on, Agdar.
It's good to get mail from Jerusalem. Y'all don't know how that feels.
Yes, sir.
Keeping the envelope.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So nobody got anything on their heart, mind, or soul? You good? Yeah. What you got, Ben?
I was just talking about that you used Romans 13 with the government.
Boy, look, the spirit is moving because that's on the list today of the topics being talked about. You know, as well as 1 Peter 2, y'all. And those are some things why we're talking about no margin for error today. So that'll tie in with the lesson, your question. And y'all, I'm just going to lamb back off of the brother's lesson a little bit because I heard the question come up again. But y'all, what we have to understand clearly is how to maneuver through warfare. You're in captivity. You on somebody else's turf. It ain't like you in your own land. You got to maneuver through somebody else's land incognito.
That's right. That's right.
Know how to maneuver and not raise too much of a stink, where attention is drawn to you and you get basically what we talk about, your light put out. We have to be careful of that in this trying time, y'all, because we're coming up on to prophecy to where some of these things are getting ready to come to pass. And what we're talking about is the days of Noah.
That's what I was trying to say, that the end of Romans 13 says it all. Of course, they didn't say the whole thing.
Right, we're going to go through that whole chapter.
Yeah,
yes, sir, because it has to be good understanding, because with that Romans 13 and 1 Peter, a lot of people are saying this, what makes it the white man's book. He used this with slavery, but he didn't use this with slavery. This wasn't what he used. So he used some Zechariah 11. You know, he just furthered affliction. That's what he did. But when we get into the understanding of how to move through what was prophesied for you, because you may live and die in this captivity. So you have to get your mind wrapped around that first. You have to get your mind wrapped around when it said 400 years. And you know Abraham only lived 175. So you know if you the first one on the boat, guess what? I'm going to die in this bondage here in Babylon. But there's instructions that teach us how to maneuver out with this, because they say you got to be joyful and you got to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So how do you enjoy fruits of slavery? Is the Most High playing with us or mocking us? Or, you know, as Satan say, he's playing games with y'all. Y'all can't have no fun. How you gonna have fun in captivity? And that's why they teach then in the satanic doctrine, free yourself. Do as thou wilt. Why would you go into bondage like that? You're going into a double bondage now. Your God don't care about you. But see, what's always escaped or not spoken of is why we here. We here because of some behavior. We ain't here because nations decided, hey, you seen that group of people over there? They studied some book called the Torah. Let's go get them and just make slaves out of them. No, it wasn't. They decided like that. So y'all, to get this lesson started, y'all, we're gonna get right to it because we're short on time. Matthew chapter 24. We're gonna pick it up right about verse 44. And we're going to get some understanding on when we're speaking of no margin for error. A lot of times y'all hear when we're planning things, we always say, ain't no bail money. Yo, no margin for error means it ain't no bail money. So we have to get it understood. Wherever we going, we got to represent ourselves with this brand name of Yahweh and his only begotten son. That's right. Yahweh Shai. So we have to be careful on where we're moving and how we're maneuvering with this brand name. Can't get caught up, y'all. No margin for error because it's heating up. Y'all see it's heating up. Everybody talking about, I can't stand this. And you're talking about your own family members. They won't listen, y'all. It's heating up. That's what it means. It's heating up. The separation is beginning. So y'all, with that, let's get into it. That Matthew chapter 24. Verse 44, you can start, bro. Okay.
Another word again for you to start. Another word, know when to stand down.
Know when to stand down. You know how to maneuver in captivity, y'all. We got instructions out there. It ain't like this the first one to go around. We got Joseph moving through Egypt. We got Moses moving through Egypt. We got brothers moving through Assyria. All of the captivities, brothers here moving through, and understand when we're talking about no margin for error, you cannot allow the light to be put out. So there's a fine line between I'm doing the work of the Lord and getting caught up. And getting something happening to you that your light go out. The Most High don't put lights out like that. Perfect example of Samson. You know, so that's why there's a fine line between what is suicide. Did Samson commit suicide? Some would say that, but Samson's words, and he's mentioned also in Hebrews 11 as faith. So did Samson just end up doing what he should have did at the beginning? And that was according to his life may have been taken. Because he was sent to put that heat on them Philistines. Killed 10,000 of them with the jawbone of an ass. So he was a warrior. And when warriors go to war, there's a possibility of casualty. So with that understanding, he ended up doing what it was ordained for him to do. But by his transgression, he said, let me die this way. Better than, you know, you're taking your life because somebody may be bullying you, or you don't like the way you look anymore, or you heard somebody, you know, say this about you, or, you know, you are hurt and you kill you. Those are two different situations from when it talks about in Hebrews, the faith of Samson. So you get into some Judges 14th chapter through the 16th chapter, you get some very good understanding of what Samson was going through. This is a chief warrior, y'all. A spirit on him so powerful that he on, you're talking about like the Sabbath center by itself. Y'all think about that. The arena, y'all know that whole 5 to 10,000. They say, and the arena versus Sabbath. And when the war starts, you just see, I'm not talking about like how Bruce Lee was doing when they sending them one at a time. He whooped 300 of them because they only come in one at a time. I'm talking about all of them charged Samson, and when the smoke cleared, all of them laid out like this. And he hollering next. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So y'all, we're talking about no margin for error, y'all. We can't do anything at this stage of the game to get caught up or to hustle backwards. Right now, y'all, any major setback, y'all, will be detrimental at this point in time. You know, if anything you're doing is beginner's work, y'all, we into the late stages of these prophecies, y'all. Right. We see everything going on. We see what Donald Trump is doing. We see what's happening in the FEMA camps. We starting to watch them get in position right before our eyes.
Doing the test runs.
Test runs. What do y'all think this about? Separating children. This is test run. But you know who already got plenty of experience about it? Us. Yeah. Deuteronomy 28. Well, we finna get what do you call it when you go back over the course again? A refresher course of Deuteronomy 28. Y'all, they're gonna be snatching our children away. Y'all, we were warned about these times are coming. Y'all, they right here at the door. The whole world is chiming in on this. But they saying, we just gonna keep the children with them, but everybody we finna clean house, y'all. We're gonna empty America out of its unwanted.
All of that, man.
Do this mean join up with them? No, it don't mean that. It means they got a set of guidelines that may appear that the Most High done set them up with this so that we may call on him. Y'all, ain't no plan in the scripture to take this heathen down. Take them down with what? What we gonna use? What army you got gonna face this beast? He was set up like this by the Most High, so we're called back home. If we deliver our own selves in captivity, we don't need the Messiah. What we wasting our time for? What are you calling on them for? It's like the Jehovah's Witness saying, when you die, that's the end of it for you, no afterlife. Well, what the hell am I listening to you for? Man, bring that whiskey out here and them wild women. I ain't got nothing to worry about here after, do it? Let's get it. Where we at, bro?
We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 24. I want to back it up a little bit if I could.
Go ahead, bro.
To verse 37. We'll start at verse 37.
Yes, sir.
And it reads as follows. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So right here you have people saying, man, that's been going on for so long. For so long that's been going on, but for so long it ain't never been possible for every man, woman, and child to be numbered or the entire world destroyed. They couldn't even do this when they dropped nuclear on Japan. They didn't have enough to destroy the world. Not everybody got nuclear warheads. More powerful than what was dropped on Japan. That was hydrogen. Now we got thermonuclear. That's volcano bottled up, and some things like this will rain down destruction and could destroy the whole world. You know, if America is sitting on 2,000-3,000 warheads, what Russia got, and China and North Korea, enough. If the radiation don't kill you, y'all, that's what we got to get prepped for. Because if it hit, ain't nothing you can do about it. You can eat, you can have these rations stored up, but ain't nowhere to hide from nuclear holocaust. There ain't a den or a cave you can go in, and if it is one, you ain't getting invited. You ain't got the combination. Let's get it. Where we at?
Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
So we say everyday life was going on. They giving in marriage, being given in marriage. Y'all, that make you kind of wonder. Look, the man always gives his daughter away. Now they saying they giving in marriage and being given in marriage. Now man is being given away as a bride. What side do you sit on in the church? You here for Henry or Charlie? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
See, and this is what we're talking about. There's no margin for error. You can't be caught short. Y'all, there's no way to say, hold on, wait for me. You got to be on point, because it's telling you, just study what happened to the end of time before they got took. It ain't saying you can't be married or you can't be enjoying life, but keep your eye on what's going on around you. Watch as well as pray. But you got to still enjoy the fruits of your labor, so that somebody knows this walk ain't in vain. If everybody just walk with the pout mouth and, you know, it ain't gonna be long before the Lord come back and get us, and everybody just make, no, don't you go out there. Don't you go out there. We waiting on the Lord to come back, and you know not the day nor the hour. You'll wait your whole life like that and leave away from her, just like that. Be in the casket looking like that. So y'all, we want to always know he ain't never put us nowhere that where we couldn't praise his name with joy. And how do you do that in captivity? Just like how y'all, we used to say, man, how could we see the slaves singing like that? Look, when that's the only thing you know you got left, you know where your true power is at that point. I got to sing out to it. It's the only connection I can have to them. Slaves couldn't write no letters. They couldn't even write. It was the only way to communicate, y'all. So he put that in us so that there be no excuse for us to praise him. That they didn't take away from us, because they enjoyed it as well. Come on, sing some of them songs of Zion for us here in Babylon. Y'all know how y'all gets down. There we go. Y'all ain't seen no other group of us, nobody who's ever was slaves handling business like that, but Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the other shall be taken and the other left.
Now, a lot of people will call this what they call the rapture. Gone. Taken away. But the only problem with this, all of this is post-tribulation. These things are happening after it goes down. You're in the midst of this. You don't get to escape like the doctrine of the rapture. This is called the Great Gathering. That's what the scripture call it, Old and New Testament. Jeremiah 3, it said. 2 Thessalonians, it said. We'll see some scriptures coming up right here. It said, the gathering of the saints. Now, the time period is what's being misunderstood. Is it before all these things happen, or is it after they start to happen? Well, your instructions say start to look for what happened in the days of Noah. Well, that means we got to watch from the beginning that it started to the raindrops got heavy. That means you in the midst of it, ain't it? Of understanding how to prepare yourself, what may be ready to come upon us, y'all, because you may be at work, you may be at the store, you may be somewhere, and everybody at that house need to know what the rules are when it happens. I may not get back to you. Blocking off roads, shutting down buildings. Buildings are instantly, what was that building they just turned into a refugee camp overnight? Was it a Walgreens or Walmart? Overnight, just shifted it to a FEMA camp. You up in there shopping. They're like, no, what you got in that sack you're going to need for the next few days. Let's get it. Where we at?
We're at verse 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
Now we see this all over constantly. No man know the day or hour. How are we pulled in every week, every video of somebody saying they know the day and the hour? How do we keep getting deceived with that when the book is telling us no man knows it? If you hear it, all you do is swipe left like you do anything else you don't want to see. But why do we get fascinated? Maybe he done found out something. There's some superior knowledge out here going on or something. What do they know? What do they know? I'm going to try to find out. They say it's going to be coming up soon. You start to prep yourself for that, and that day come and go. One or two things going to happen. Either you're going to say, I'm going to quit that and pay attention to these scriptures, or you're going to be so full of pride and shame that you'll go away from the word because you were wrong. Not these scripts. You were wrong. Let's get some more.
Verse 43. But know this.
Do what?
But know this. That if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
See, so you gotta watch. Watch the news what they jacking at. What you going around there for? And you know jack artists around there. Don't park over here. What you doing parking over there because it was free? Now I'm getting what it costs you. 2 windshields, your pistol if it's under the seat, camera in the glove box.
So like that gas station on Speedy gas station on Broadway and Riverview. You know, killing them.
Oh, boy, what you stopping there for gas for? You do better running out, walking with a can than to stop there. What a gas is. That's almost as crazy as Murder Mobile right there on Goodfellow and Natural Breed. Murder Mobile.
You can change the name.
That's what it's called.
That's what they call it now.
You pull up, nigga got on the ski mask.
Ski mask right there. You want your gas pump, dog? Now, I'll tell you what you pumping, because this is jack.
1,000 Negroes on side.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready.
Be ye what?
Be ye also ready.
How do you get ready for anything? There's preparation.
That's right.
To be ready. Got everything laid out. Y'all know how you used to do. Be ready like you was when you was back in the world. Be ready like it was the day before the first day of school. Be ready like that. Iron them clothes, and y'all, we would lay them on the bed and sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
You want them clothes messed up, wanted them ready for the first day of school.
Yeah.
So y'all be ready, y'all. We got to get geared up for this and watch as well as pray, see what's going on around us. And the things that you said, that's just despicable. That's just prophecy. It's to let you know where we're at in prophecy. If everything you're seeing now shows some form of sexual immorality, then you know we are getting into these days. There's not a show on TV that you can't watch now that they are bringing that into the fold. I don't care if it's show, cartoons, whatever show it is, you can't watch nothing. They say if you want to watch TV, you're going to have to watch these scenes in that. Things you used to then say, and we're saying, man, that didn't used to be in our generation. Well, that wasn't the time of the days of Noah like we're getting into. And y'all, these the beginning of sorrow. Jacob's trouble. Tel Aviv just had the largest gay parade ever. 250,000 marching down the street with thongs and chains on and stilettos on little boys and marching through the Holy Land, trodden it underfoot.
It's a pride fest here in St. Louis.
It's this weekend, ain't it?
It's right now.
See, y'all, and guess what they're using? The rainbow. They're using what's around the Most High's throne, what's mentioned in Sirach 43, Genesis 9, you know, the rainbow. Ezekiel chapter 1, Revelation, the rainbow. So now they're calling it what caused Satan to sin. Pride. Like Ezekiel 28:12, it says this what brought Lucifer down. There was no evil spirits. There was nothing that brought Lucifer down. There's nothing that said, and he was tempted by a spirit that the Most High had. No, it was pride, and pride comes from within. That's what brought him down. And that's what they are saying now with the rainbow and the throne of the Most High. We're prideful. We want it like this. So now we scared to even have a rainbow around. Don't want nobody to get us mixed up with that. Well, he masquerades as an angel of light. Y'all have to understand. They're going to take things that they seem they're just putting wickedness on. Spin it right around to the most wicked thing, so you don't want to even touch it. You're scared to death of a rainbow now. You'll be trying to defend it. Well, what about it being around the throne? That's how Lucifer gets down, because he wants to be the father. Y'all this with me? Rock that rainbow this way. I'm talking about got on a crotchless rainbow outfit, marching down the street.
Borat.
Y'all, we're getting in them days, y'all. We got to keep our minds straight, because there's no more than forever. You get caught up, y'all, we gonna be through. You got to make sure your light continue to shine. Go ahead, bro, what you got?
You know, along with that comes serious conscience, along with that pride.
Oh, yes, sir.
Right with serious conscience.
Right, and you know, because look, when Lucifer's locked up for 1,000 years, the influence of sin will be gone. So what's left on earth that if they don't come up to Jerusalem, they will get no rain? If sin, the influence of sin is locked up, what will cause the nations to disobey? It's pride. It's the only thing left, because it's coming from within the nations. Because you're saved because of this, you're saved to serve, but pride will jump into you like it did Lucifer. It comes from within and it'll condemn you. Okay, so pride is in you because the influence of sin, you got nobody to blame it on, so to speak. It's locked up. So why would the script then say if they don't come? The only thing again is like the same free will Lucifer had, until pride jumped in and he like, well, I gotta listen to your rules. I can't make up my own rules. That's like your child telling you, you go to your room.
Oh, damn.
Don't touch my juice. You can't like this. I do like them. You didn't buy none of them. How you like these? You don't never buy them. You just eat them. Let's get some more. Go ahead. What you got, brother?
This Revelation chapter 4, verse 2, about the rainbow.
Yes, sir.
And immediately I was in the spirit.
Right.
And behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne in sight like unto an emerald.
Right.
That's showing about the
So
rainbow.
y'all see again what's around the throne of the Most High. The rainbow. So y'all, but today they're going to desecrate it like they do in Jerusalem. Today they are. They're going to tell you how they feel about what's coming. That's how they feel. Let's get some more of this so we get caught up.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season?
Right.
Blessed is that servant.
What is that servant?
Blessed is that servant.
See, so this is talking about the wise servant that's watching as well as praying, because his household is in check. He's making sure everybody is informed that if they get me, y'all know what to do. If they do this, if they get you, I know what to do. Y'all, we got history of this. That when this comes down. So it ain't like we're going to be caught off guard or should be caught off guard. We know it's coming. Ain't nothing we can do to stop it. Let's get some more.
Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find him so doing.
So what shall he find him doing when he comes?
What he's supposed to be doing.
Right there. He said, look, he's ready, he's faithful, and he's wise. Got his household together. First, your spiritual house, your soul and your personal temple is together. Because that have to be together first before you even spread this light. So that household is together, and then everything out of that, then his personal household, and then the household of his assembly that he attends. When he sees that servant is handling his business throughout, that's who he's looking for, because you know you're watching. Everything is in sync. This part ain't undone and this part left done. Look, y'all, like I say, a major setback you get took out, it could be some major problems for everybody else if the body is not consistently prepped on how to watch. Y'all, we have to make sure everybody's watching down here. From the age of accountability up to the oldest Hebrew Israelite we have in this room. We have to make sure everybody understands so that they can watch, so that the youth is watching out for the elders, and the elders see a little youngster going astray, he can holler out. Yeah. Watch out, y'all, get away, watch out. Elder, don't step right there, that step too high for you. No, yeah, you don't want no wrench knees. Go ahead.
Verse 47. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming.
See, and this is the problem we have is the Lord, we run out of patience. Man, I'm getting older.
That's a fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah, that's a fruit of the Spirit, patience. But you getting older, wait a minute. Your grandchild is graduating now, and this thing still look like it may be 50 years away. Better keep watching, because you know not what hour your Lord doth come, y'all, because we have to understand they're doing spiritual wickedness in high places, y'all, and they do it starting at midnight to between 3 a.m. in the morning. They're handling business while we're sleeping. They're conjuring up demons and talking things we don't know. And then guess when you find about it? When you wake up on the 6 o'clock news. By the way, Dow Jones done crashed. Oh, we crashed that at 12 midnight, and we had it finalized by 3. So they give us 3 hours to inform y'all of which way we want y'all to be scared now. Let's get some more.
Verse 48 again. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him.
See, and what we're talking about is now the difference in being married and giving in marriage. What we're talking about now is the understanding of it. What mindset do you have when these things are taking place? Because marriage gonna keep going long as sex is involved. Because that's a part of marriage. So either we cutting it all off and everybody gonna be ready to practice abstinence, or we got to learn how to deal and be married and keep the laws as we go on within this captivity. But we see here this mindset said the Lord delaying us coming. I'm tired of waiting. How long you been in this walk? Man, about 2 years. I ain't seen nothing yet. 2 years.
Told the disciples this 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years ago, the disciples was told these very words. So y'all, that's been 2,000. That's what got Judas Iscariot. He couldn't wait. No, you're going to get at them Romans. Now, if I have to sell you, you're going to get at it. I'm tired. What you mean 2,000 years? Got to go by first. Y'all, a lot of people trying to count. When we get here, 16, 19, 15, 55, 14. When we get here, keep counting.
Trying to calculate.
Just keep counting. You're in the fours, but it ain't gave you no number. No surety. It'll be 400, but it won't be 500. Because we end up doing 430 in Egypt, but all the prophecies said 400. Where them 30 come from? See, y'all, this is just like in the prophecies of Daniel, when he's talking about he that make it to the, not the 1,290 days, but there's 13 additional days being added to the 1,300 and something day. Blessed is that man to make it to the extended mark. What's these extended days? That's going to be so tragic if a brother make it through that, he going to be found righteous. Y'all, so we have to understand the Most High deal in whole numbers. It could go 499, 364 days, but it's in that 400-year range. That's how he gets down. He didn't say 500. If you don't understand it, you understand it about your age, don't you? You keep counting the same way. The day, the hour before your birthday. You 28 so many days, but you ain't 25 until, 29 until that final day hit. Okay, now I'm that age. But all them other days in between, yeah, you're close. But that ain't what the birth certificate say. So let's get some more, y'all.
Book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 50.
What it say?
The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of.
So you see what happens to this servant not on his game or get caught. There's no margin for error. He won't be able to recover from this. It's saying the Lord gonna come in a day when he think he ain't, because he's been so used to just brushing it off. You gonna be caught short. Y'all, it's all around us. How does Lot keep his integrity in full-fledged Sodom and Gomorrah? I'm talking about Sodom was so bad that when the Lord, the Messiah, went to Abraham and told him, Abraham, he said, I'm destroying all of that. The angels gone, them two already gone. Abraham started negotiating. You don't negotiate, angels don't negotiate for the Lord. He decide on where to go. Lord, if it's 50, would you save it? You know, there's 5 cities surrounding Sodom and Gomorrah, and it wasn't 50 people that was keeping the word of the Most High. 5 cities: Wellston, Kinloch, Ferguson, Florissant. Y'all just think about it from that perspective. You can't get 50 out of all them cities.
You named the right one.
Right. Right. Yes, sir. He said, you named the right cities: Kinloch, Wellston. Yeah. Deep Martin Luther King Street.
Them boys rough around them boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Parking lot. So y'all, we understand from that perspective. Read some more.
Verse 51. And shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrite.
With the who?
With the hypocrite. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So
this is letting you know this is post-tribulation, because all these things are happening to an individual that didn't see it coming. Not those that escape it. If you escape it, you ain't gonna see it. No, this is about those while it was happening took it for granted. Oh, I'll wait. They wasn't ready, as the script say. How you just now peeping out the door and you still got your underwear on and your ride is here to pick you up?
To go to work.
Yeah. And you look out, hold on, man. He picking you up. You were supposed to be ready.
Out on the front.
Then he come out and you start telling them why you weren't ready. See, man, I don't know why they put the good movies on HBO like that. Do you know I was up at 3:30 watching this movie? You just look at it, yeah, okay.
Wasting my time.
And then start blaming the alarm clock. Man, that old, boy, I'm telling you, they ought to just take Big Lots out of business. And that damn clock, man, that thing had, first of all, you were never that Big Lock clock. Trust me, to get up. But still, it's that clock fault. It ain't yours. Let's get some more of this, y'all.
Be on second witness.
Go ahead, bro. What you got?
This is Mark chapter 13. It pretty much mirrored at Matthew 24. Just started like verse 32.
Matthew, what you said, bro?
Mark 13.
Mark 13? Yes, sir.
Verse 32.
Just match that up,
Yeah,
second witness.
Match that.
Did you want us to get a little bit out, or you just throwing it out a second?
I'm gonna
Okay.
give a little bit.
Okay.
Let's start in verse 32.
What it say? I don't get that, bro. Yeah, we got 32, 35. Okay. Who got it?
I got it.
Okay, go ahead, bro. So wait till they get pulled up.
And you say that John what?
No, John 19.
Yeah, just a second witness to that Matthew 24.
You can get Baruch
Pretty much
chapter
the whole
4.
chapter.
Y'all, we're gonna hit this one scripture in Baruch. Y'all, we got a couple we're gonna go through, and we're gonna get on out of here, y'all. But what we want to do, y'all, is get y'all minds prepared for what you are watching and what you are seeing on TV every day. It's getting y'all so bad if you find yourself saying, I don't want to watch the news. It ain't going away. Prophecy ain't going away. If you don't watch it on the news, you're gonna watch it riding down the street. These things are happening on street corners. I mean, I ain't never seen parents killing their children and these type of things. And what is up with this naked taking over anything? You know that's crazy. You go up into a building full of people jack naked and starting fights and scratching and scalp. You know this is demonic.
Yeah.
And bust through that door with no shame, running down the highway. No, this ain't streaking. This ain't for entertainment. This demon activity. And y'all, it's all around. It could just happen right where you at. Somebody could just flip out. You riding the train or on the bus and just go crazy, y'all. This is where we at. Go ahead, brother. Oh, naked and torn. Yeah. That's what they do, y'all. It's hot when they on. You have to strip out of clothes and just run like you're trying to run from it, but it's right on your heels. It's like a monster movie you watching. They walking like this and you in a Mustang. And when you pull up at the gas station, here they come right there like this again. You're like, wait a minute. I should at least put 400 miles between us.
It's verse 32.
Yeah.
It says, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch and pray.
Do what?
Watch and pray.
See, y'all, it's always going to be twofold with the Most High. Works without faith is what?
Pray.
You must watch as well as what?
Pray.
So, y'all, it's always going to be two witnesses for this. If you keep your two witnesses or things that's measuring things, you can never go wrong. Go ahead, brother.
For ye know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at the cock crowing.
See, y'all, what it's saying, at evening or at midnight or at the cock crowing. Evening, morning, and noon, you don't know. They say it could be any time of that day that it could hit. So how do you watch if you sleep and it's hit? Got to be prepared when you go to sleep. That's why you got to pray. If I wake up in the resurrection, Lord, that's what the night prayers are for. In case this thing go down while you sleep. That's right. You're going to wake up in the resurrection.
If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
Now look, do we even realize what we even saying in that prayer? Lay me, what it say? Lay me down to sleep. Yeah.
Pray the Lord my soul.
Yeah, y'all know it. All y'all far away. Yeah. Yeah. But y'all, you have to be true to that because that's a vow you're making to yourself. Whether you think it don't mean nothing or not, all vows stand with the Most High when you're invoking his name in anything. So you don't have to, like I said, there's all throughout here covenants men made with the Lord. Like Jacob said, Lord, if you be with me, then I will give you a tenth of all I have. That was what he decided to do. The Lord continued to be with him. That's where a tenth was way before Mount Sinai. Jacob said this, I'll give you a tenth of everything I got. The Lord didn't command him to do it at this time. He just said, if you got my back, Lord, I got yours for the people. So that was just brought in. What you got, sis?
I have a question. What you saying about the soul. When you die, it said in scripture that you're asleep, correct?
Yeah.
When you die and you are asleep and you go, when in death, you go before the Lord. Is this all happening while you sleep still before, because they go to hell or they go to heaven, or they go to be judged? And the whole time the Lord in scripture is saying sleep, but then He wakes you up into your life after judgment.
Right.
After you clean.
No, you'll be woke at judgment.
Okay.
See, there's a thing called that great day. It's called Judgment Day that you have to be ready for. It's going to be a day not like how you've been taught it's going to be, where the sun may be shining and flowers and birds chirping and day is because the day is that the Lord is. Come on, everybody. Get my caramel cake.
Caramel cake.
Give me a little bit of this Amos 5:18 so you'll understand what you have to be ready for. So every time we technically have a storm, y'all, that's why he wants you to be in watch mode. Because everywhere it's written, it's going to look like a major thunderstorm is about to happen. It ain't going to be sunshine and blue sky. That may be at morning, noon, or night. But it's going to all look the same. Hit a little bit of Amos 5:18 for me. So we can get in our mindset, you know, what is the day of the Lord for you? How will you be prepared? Because it's not going to fix itself for your lifestyle, so to speak. You're going to adjust yourself for the prophecies that's coming on us. You have to adjust to the program. The program ain't adjusting to you. Now look, the Lord just gonna have to wait till about 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't get up for 4
You ain't getting up.
Right. You absolutely right. Go ahead, get that for me, y'all. Amos 5:18, what it say?
Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
See, woe unto you. Why is it a woe unto you that's waiting for the second coming? Woe unto you. Woe is a warning. Warning unto you. That's what? That's waiting on what's it?
That desires the day of the Lord.
The day of the Lord.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you?
See, that's the question. To what end is it for you? How does this matter play out for you? See, it ain't talking about a whole group. It's talking about you individually. How is this going to play out for you at Judgment Day? Whoa, let me warn you. Don't think you saved.
Explanation.
Yeah, go ahead.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
What is it?
Darkness and not light.
Right?
As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
And a bear met him. You running from a lion. As soon as you get through it, you slam the gate back behind you, and they lock and the lion run into it. Rah! You take 2 steps. Guess what's there? Rah! A bear. Right there, y'all. What you gonna do then? Your shorts already sore from the line. Now here a bear. Go ahead, bro. Read some more.
Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
You know, look, now you're looking for rest. And you lean your hand on the wall. Smack. I'd have made it this far to safety, and this how I'm going out. Go ahead, brother.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Even very dark.
Even what? Very
Even
dark.
very dark. And no brightness in it.
See, because everything we read in Matthew, he's knocking out all of the lights of the firmament, the sun, the moon, and the stars. So you already got chaos on earth. All the grids knocked out. Ain't no light on planet earth. But whatever little piece of solar light you got, but it's gonna run out soon. Because ain't nothing to recharge it either. And when they talk about a very dark day, you ain't gonna know what time of day it is. Y'all, that's why eclipse and things happen, so you'll understand. That last eclipse they had here, that we were able to view, cows immediately laid down. When it passed the sun, chickens start crowing again. Because to them, it was a natural process, going from light to dark, and then the morning coming again. Their whole clock was thrown off. So, in like manner, you be caught short. You won't know if it's day or night because all of the lights will be knocked out. This is so it kills those who worship the sun and those who worship the moon, and the star worshipers won't have nobody to call on. Go ahead, brothers.
You want to keep going?
That's it.
18 through 20?
Yeah, go ahead through 20.
I already did.
Oh, you good?
Yeah,
We get right. Oh,
all right.
okay. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
I like this. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me a burnt offering and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
So he's telling that, and that's to everybody, y'all. Even if we're doing holy feast days with malice in your heart, he won't accept that either.
Right.
I can't accept meat and y'all, you got 2 or 3 in here, y'all hate each other. No, what y'all offering on for me to smell what? I smell hate. Who's sipping on that haterade? I can smell it in the smoke. Y'all get that off here. Give me some back on this grill that I can, sweet savor to me. Brothers, loving thy brother and sister. Let me smell that. That's what I need to smell. What you got back there, now?
This had changed, right?
What's happening?
This had changed.
Oh, no. It's the same thing. This Amos in Matthew 24 is the same language. Y'all, we're going to speed this up a little bit. We need to get going a little bit so we kind of get caught up, but y'all getting the gist of what is coming, y'all, and what we're talking about is the days of we're moving to a system that says, before we turn this world back over to the Messiah and his saints, we are going to run it the way we want to run it. And it's going to be free of those who want to worship him, because we're going to put order and lockdown in. Y'all think it's a coincidence she had that wrote on the back of that jacket? I don't care either. What did it say? You going to the camp and you got I don't care either? I mean, you can make a lot of, but come on now, somebody saw that before you did it.
Go back to that Mark 13, verse 35.
What is that?
Plus, too, since one of the brothers did a video on the Honor Humility page talking about heaven and our perceptions of it today. So we're gonna take a look at that.
Yeah, good teaching on what happens after you die, the rest portion, and the scripts that break that down, so you get a full lesson on that. What happens after you die, up until the judgment day.
Yeah, this is verse 35.
What it say, bro?
Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping.
Find you what?
Sleeping.
See, y'all, and that's just sleeping mentally. Consciously, you unaware of what's going on. Coach, you sleeping. I said, say, man, they coach you sleeping, huh? Yeah, they did. So you could be awake and still sleep. It's called daydreaming. You just stand like this, somebody like, yeah, huh? What they doing up there? What? On the moon, because you was gone. Yeah, I was. Mind going. Y'all, we gotta stay focused. It's crunch time, y'all. There's no margin for error right now. Read some more, bro. We're gonna speed this up. We're gonna get into this book of Baruch, 4th chapter. Go ahead.
And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch.
Do what?
Watch. That's it.
See, so y'all, we have to watch. I know you don't like what you see, but it's to let you know where you are in prophecy. If you don't like it and it go away, guess what? It means the longer you're gonna be in captivity. Right. You got to. It's like when you see that sign, you're on the highway, 200 miles to St. Louis. The only other way to get here quick is to get on a helicopter or a jet. But you own 55 north. You know it's 200 miles. Got to click off on that before you get home. So certain prophecy must come to pass before we get home. Let's get some up. Let's get right back to John 19, because he told us we have to get ready, y'all. And the things that are coming when these days come to pass. Y'all, the wicked are going to get so wicked. They're saying you won't be able to even speak the words. You better not be caught with a Bible. So we got to be prepared of how to get this in our heart while we got the scripture. Y'all, when they take them away, you ain't gonna be able to Google it. And we're not talking about you have to know it from Genesis to Revelation, but you have to know your full awareness and you are fully persuaded. You have to know that within you when this time hits. And that means knowing I can't compromise, because they're going to bring the deal. It may be as simple as eat the king's meat or die. Oh, it's right there, huh? We at that point. Damn. Or you be like, okay, I'm not eating. Don't do what you're going to do. And they may say, well, we're going to start with your daughter first then. See if we can get you to eat.
Baby, you get the kingdom.
Yeah, see you there. See you there, but your heart have to be fixed for that. If that busts your heart, it don't hurt. It still may be a problem because you fainted. You have a heart attack. This done scared you so bad, you out of here. Y'all, that's weak heart and weak hands. I mean, y'all, you've been so traumatized, you out of here. Y'all, we're not supposed to have what's called sudden fear. You could be walking to your car, you're on the one, you hear something, and you scared to look back to start walking faster. And the wind blowing, it's right out. And then you look around, and it's some leaves, you like, damn! And get in the car and cuss yourself, you are scary or something, you so damn scary. Get your pills and go shoot at them leaves. Let's get some more of this.
We want to start at that 19.
Let's start at verse 1. Because he's telling us, he's not telling us anything the Father would do or ask us to do that he wouldn't do. So he's telling us, look, they're going to cast some of you into prison. Some of you, not all of you. Y'all, we see them getting the prison camps ready. They showing it to us now. Paperwork ain't right. Guess where you're going to be living? In a tent. With a bunch of people you don't know. Trying to figure it out. What you got, sis?
I'm in the process of moving once again. But they have housing already started set up that if you don't make I think it's like over, it's a certain amount of money.
Right.
That you have to have before moving into another facility. And if you don't qualify, like have a job, or you just had, funds, or you just save funds or got things in the bank to be able to move with this kind of money.
Right.
They ain't letting you move into their units. Although the price is still same as some of the Section 8 units. The thing is that they're saying that if you have not stepped over into the way they want you to do things,
right,
then you don't qualify for another house or another place to stay or another nothing, because this is obsoleting you. And then pretty soon you'll be on the street and you won't have nowhere to go. And then there'll be people about the street taking you to one.
Well, what they're going to do, sister, if you got money, the only money you're going to have is mark of the beast money if you got money. Whoever you are, when this hits, the money that you think somebody may have, if it ain't been transferred to beast money, you ain't got no money. If Oprah don't decide to change that 2.3 billion over, she will be at zero, like any of us who say, I'm not doing it, I'm not taking it.
They make the choice.
The choice gonna be at that moment, like we just read, to what end is it for you? This is why they talk about a rich man so much, because they're coming to a system that we want to be able to control everybody.
Right.
And that means we got a whole new money system. We're not worried about switching money over. Everybody gonna use the same dollar, the whole world over. Only way you can get this is to take the mark of the beast. So you won't have to worry about who gets in from that perspective. If you got the mark of the beast, you'll get one of them houses. If you don't, you're gonna get FEMA camp if you still left alive. That's gonna be your new home, waiting for your death. Y'all, that's what it's coming down to. But the Messiah did this walk. So he's just telling you, y'all, we got to get our hearts prepared for that. There's no margin of error. Even at that hour, you have to make that decision. Bow down or take the dirt now. Can't fake like you're tying your shoes up. They know what you're doing. Let's get this, y'all, because we're running out of time. What you got, brother? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Y'all think fasting in there just because it's a day of atonement, that is just for that only? No, fasting is so you train yourself to be ready. Not to complain about I ain't ate all day in the day. Now, ain't nothing you slam the refrigerator. You're doing that. No, you got to train yourself. It may not be nothing to eat tomorrow. What are we gonna do? You can store up all the sea rations you want, but if you ain't at home when they go down, that's just left for somebody else. Y'all think about it. All you stir, that means you got to be right around that till it comes. Because if you somewhere else, you can't get through the barricades. Oh yeah. It's gonna be there for some more people on the move. Y'all ain't gonna believe this, y'all. Look, an underground bump. And he did a film. That's monster! That's monster! Watching it on the news. A group of Hebrews find an underground bunker loaded with sea rations. Let's get this John 19, y'all. We're gonna hit this Baruch, and we're gonna get a little bit in this Romans 13, y'all. We're gonna close out.
John chapter 19.
And what we're talking about is getting prepared, no margin for error, or that light being put out because of a situation, y'all. You're in captivity. You're in enemy territory. You have to move circumspect. You can't say we're in captivity and don't talk like we're in it. You have to move circumspect and maneuver around till this thing is over, till we get out of this captivity. Y'all, and it's more mental captivity now than it is physical like it was when we first got here. They got us mentally enslaved now, and that's more dangerous because they ain't got to have no chains on us. You're a walking zombie. Do what they say. You got that invisible chain on you. Like an elephant at the zoo, if they take the chain off of him, he still only walk that far because he's waiting for the chain to snap. So he just go right here. They're like, oh yeah, we got him. Same way they get that mental up here. Oh, we got him. We ain't got to put no chains on him. Let's get it. Where we at? John 19:1. And this when they got hold of the Messiah. So he ain't never telling us nothing not to get prepared for that he was prepared for. Because y'all have to understand, this book is going off the market. very soon with what's coming. Go ahead.
John chapter 19, verse 1.
What it say?
Then Pilate therefore took Yahushua and scourged him. And the soldiers platted a crown of thorns and put it on his head. And they put on him a purple robe.
And y'all just imagine, now we see that crown of thorns, but you just ain't got no idea what we're talking about. A rose bush. Y'all just figure that stem of a rose bush, they plaited it like a crown and pushed it on his head with them little thorn things sticking out. So that was their form of Velcro to make sure it didn't come off his head. Go ahead.
And said, Hail, King of the Jews. And they smote him with their hands.
Slapping him upside the head. King of the Jews, slap. Go ahead.
Pilate therefore went forth again and said unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that ye may know that I find no fault in him.
See, he's telling you, like, look, we done went through our process, our form of truth, sir. And ain't no sin in this man, like y'all saying, because we back it up, you'll see him saying, crucify him, he made himself God. He like, look, I don't see nothing, no fault in him. Y'all, these was Israelites turning them in. Y'all, that's what we got to be more concerned with, of this war that's coming of our own people turning us in. Now, you know, Caesar, I done told Jimmy about them Hebrew lights. He round there's a couple of them over there on Magnolia and Coke Red. I told him I don't play that round. See, it's gonna be inside there because they ain't gonna be able to handle this pressure. Get some more, brother.
Then came Yahushua forth, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. And Pilate said unto them, Behold the man. When the chief priests, therefore, and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him.
Y'all know who the chief priests and the Pharisees were? Them Israelites.
Yeah.
Telling those in authority, crucify him, kill him. He ain't with us. He with that set apart group. Go ahead.
Pilate said unto them, Take ye him and crucify him, for I find no fault in him. The Jews answered him, We have a law, and by our law he ought to die, because he made himself the Son of God.
Nah, that's a problem all throughout the scripture, because Israel is called the Son of God. Solomon is called the Son of God. And on and on and on. And Psalm 82 tells us, even though you be like gods, you're gonna die like men. So what's the problem with what he said? He just said, I'm not promised Messiah that y'all been reading about in the ancient texts in your Torah that say, I'm gonna be called these things. In Isaiah, I'm gonna be called them things. Well, what y'all talking about? Who else is it that y'all can put up here? So that's what they say. That's what we want to crucify him for, because he made himself God. And y'all got men bowing to y'all, So y'all ain't made y'allself God. Go ahead.
When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall, and said unto Yahushua, Whence art thou? But Yahushua gave him no answer.
See, and when the Most High, this is strategy. What you gonna open your mouth for? Look, all of us look at the first 48. The only ones that you be like, shit, a commercial coming, you ain't worried about it, is the ones that say, give me a lawyer. I ain't saying nothing. And what they say, all right, we tried to help you, but we can't, ain't no more to be said. They said, I ain't saying another word. So you're getting strategy. What I'm gonna say about them saying, crucify me, what is it to say to that? What I'm gonna try to defend the law, what they said, why they won't be crucified? There's nothing to say at this point. A lot of times it's good to just keep your mouth closed. What am I going to say something about this? Is it going to change anything? We got a mob out there trying to, and they said, if you don't do it, we going to do it. Go ahead, brothers.
Then said Pilate unto him, speakest thou not unto me?
You see what he said? You know who I am. You ain't got nothing to say. I can help you. Go ahead.
Knowest thou not that I have the power to crucify thee and have the power to release thee?
Now he trying to sound like the governor. I can give you a pardon. I can let you go. All this will be over. Do you hear what I'm saying? Besides just looking at me. Let's see how he answers. Go ahead.
Yahweh answered, thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above.
What was it given thee?
From above. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin.
Right. So he telling, look, Pilate, you ain't got no power for real, but what my father set this kingdom up to be brought down by him. That's the only real power you got. Let's get that understood. But them out there hollering, crucify me, that's who got the problem. Y'all, and who was that? Them was Israelites. He said that's who got the problem. Read a little bit more of that.
Verse 12. And from thenceforth Pilate sought to release him, but the Jews cried out.
Who
saying,
cried out?
The Jews cried out, saying, if thou let this man go, thou art not Caesar's friend. Whosoever maketh himself a king speaketh against Caesar.
See, no, so now you got him. They threatening Pilate now. Look, I thought you was down with Caesar. This man saying he the king, he gonna take over. You see how they are shifting it now? Not only are they moving it from the Messiah saying he's finna take over and be the king of the Israelites, which these Pharisees don't want. They know we're at the end of our road right here, unless we get rid of him. So now he's telling Pilate the same thing. Pilate, this a light matter for you. The only reason you in control is my father gave you a certain amount of time to rule. And that's what we have to understand in captivity. They've been given rulership and power to rule so that we can get ourselves in check. If you get to the point that where you lose focus on the power of this nation, you're going to get lax and you're going to fall asleep. The next thing you know, they're going to be on you at your door, pounding on it because you've been slipped up. No margin for error in this, y'all. You can't get sidetracked with what's coming up. You have to be spiritually aware of what's going on and how to maneuver so the Spirit will speak to you, express it, and tell you you need to move this direction. You need to move that direction. But y'all, our trouble's gonna come from our family members. There's gonna be a lot of turning in because they're gonna be scared, y'all. They realize it's at the door and somebody been caught short. Let's get some more. That's good. We good on that. Yeah. Y'all just hit this Revelation 2:10, and then y'all we're gonna jump right to this book of Baruch. I'm gonna hit a little bit of this Romans, y'all, so we understand the deal of how to maneuver through this captivity and no margin for error, y'all. When we talk about ain't no bail money, y'all, at this point, there won't be no bail money. When you go get locked down, ain't nobody we're going to be able to talk to at the FEMA camp to let you out. Ain't no bail money, y'all. So if you there, know what you got to do. If you ain't, know how to maneuver so you don't get took there. But the light can't go out in this race. Let's hit a little bit. I tell you what, yeah, let's get this Baruch, because what Baruch is going to tell us, y'all, if y'all got an apocrypha, if not, he's going to bring it up on the board. Y'all can read along. I just want to read in this Baruch because it's that fourth chapter tells us how to have our mind ready and on point for when it can go down any day, y'all. So I want y'all to just think about that. This could happen as soon as we walk out the door. It could go down. Are we ready for what may be ready to hit this earth overnight? There's a lot of things going on in the world. Not only this, but plague-wise. Hawaii still got a volcano erupt. Yellowstone about to go. Storms in Virginia and Maryland, all over. Tornadoes hit, y'all. We got to keep our eyes open and watch this. Because it's already predicted the art's gonna fall downtown when the New Magic Fall hit. Ain't no safe place on this earth to run to. Ain't no safe haven that he ain't gonna shake up, because he gonna shake the heavens too.
Right.
Satellites coming down. So you can get that cell phone, get ready to get that out your hand everywhere you go. Can't do nothing with it without cooking. Working on the car, yeah. It's so glued up here, you don't even know where your phone is. Anybody seen my phone? Where I put my phone there? Oh, dang.
Let me read this, bro.
Go ahead.
This is Mark 13, 9 through 13. Just, you know what I'm saying, the same type of situation which happened with y'all shop, you know what I'm saying, likely will happen to some of us.
That's right.
It say, this is verse 9. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up.
What shall they do?
Deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues ye shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake.
See, so y'all, the whooping is coming. Y'all, that's the first thing they're gonna do is try to scare you, whooping your skin, seeing how weak your flesh is. Go ahead.
For testimony against them. And the gospel must first be published among all nations.
See, the gospel got to be public amongst all nations. See, that wasn't able to be done 100 years ago. Now you can live stream and watch a war in real time. Y'all, do y'all know we were sitting back here like this watching the Iraq war every night of it? Like we was right there, y'all. That would usually take 2 weeks if you just had to get the newspaper out so you get information on how many was dead or whatever. But we sitting here watching the whole war from start to end on your smartphone. That time is now. Go ahead, brother.
But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do ye premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak.
See, the Most High say, I'm going to tell you what to say in that hour. I'm going to be your defense attorney.
That's right.
Don't matter what they say. Know when to keep your mouth closed, though. Don't run your mouth when you don't have to. I'm going to tell you what to say.
Don't even think about it.
Don't think, just like the Holy Spirit just shouted out, you have no power except my Father give you. Let's get that straight.
Like you did something
like
wrong.
You done did something.
Your parents, you did something wrong, and you try to come up with a story to tell them premeditated lie.
No, you ain't gonna be. They know, y'all. These nations know, because when these tornadoes hit and these earthquakes and volcanoes, they don't say, "Oh, something happened," where they say that we ain't gonna fix your car. They don't say it's an act of Mother Nature, do they? They say this is an act of God. We don't pay on that. It's out of our hands at this point. Y'all, they play on words, but they'll let you know when it gets supernatural, you can't blame us. Go ahead, brother.
Say, that speak ye, for it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost.
But the who?
Holy Ghost. Now the brother shall betray the brother.
Y'all see this?
Death.
To death. The brother shall betray the brother to death, y'all. This is how critical it's gonna get. The love of many waxing cold. Go ahead, brother.
And the father, the son, and the children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death.
See, the children going crazy. Y'all, when all this pharmaceutical out here and they singing it in every song, it go from one thing to the next. Got a new movie out now, Superfly This Generation. Some light-skinned Negro with a lion beard and a conch. Superfly This Generation.
Last verse.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
See, and that's how you gonna know for his name's sake, not just because you say it, but because how you're maneuvering.
That's right.
It ain't gonna be, his name is in your character, because this is a living book. They're gonna have to see his name in the way you're maneuvering. Mm-hmm. Which way you say the gallows are? That way? Okay, and you marching to it. They're like, damn, he ready to die. Mm. Which way you say them camps is? That way? Okay, I'm heading that way. So they understand that he's ready to go. Now we'll hold back on him. Let's go get them two skeletons over there. Uh-oh, here they come now.
It say, but he that shall endure unto the end.
But he shall do what?
Endure to the end.
Right.
The same shall be saved.
See, this eliminates that doctrine of the rapture, because you have to endure through the end of what? It's being put to death, ain't it? See, that kills that doctrine, because you have to endure to the end of that. So it's post-tribulation. Then you should be saved. How you gonna talk tough and you gone from the war to come? That's like Donald Trump talking rough about McCain. He that was captured, let his men go, he stayed captive, and here he got out 13 letters to the government and talking about, I got bone spurs in my heel, I can't go fight. But yet you point the finger at them, talking about, well, I wouldn't have got caught. You can't get caught when you hide from joining up. Right. But see, that's the arrogance of it. How you gonna talk about what you wouldn't have done, and you got letters from your daddy saying, my son can't go, he can't march with the rest of the troops. His heels hurt sometimes. 12, 13 letters, y'all, to the government, escaping the war. Go ahead, brother. That's it. Baruch, y'all, we're gonna move through this really quick, because y'all ain't gonna be here too much longer.
You got Brother Thomas.
What's up, Tom?
For the worldwide audience, where is that Baruch located in the Bible?
It's in the Apocrypha, right after Ecclesiasticus or Sirach. Book right after that, y'all. Some very important understanding in here. If y'all ain't got Apocrypha, we got it up on the board. Hope y'all 2020 working. Baruch chapter 4, verse 1.
Reading in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, starting at verse 1.
What it say?
This is the book of the commandments of Yah, and the law that endureth forever.
How long did it endure?
Forever. All they that keep it shall come to life.
What are they going to come to?
They're going to come to life.
See, because this is a living book, y'all, and the only way you can continue to live is keep the commandments. Because the wages of sin is what?
Death.
You can't live doing that. You can't get comfortable with practicing sin. It just ain't going to do you no good, because it's a death sentence. Let's get some more.
But such as leave it shall die. Mm-hmm. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
See, give not thine honor. He's talking about you to another. So he's saying this is on you. Get your honor with the Most High. Don't worry about what nobody else. Make sure you're straight with him. If you don't, ain't nobody else can talk for you in that day. Get your honor together with him. Let's get it.
Verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to Yah are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nation.
Where were we what?
Sold to the nation. Not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yah to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemy.
See, not because it was just the Most High felt like it. It's because of what we did. We turned our back on our Creator. We turned our back on his law, statutes, and judgments, y'all. So when you understand these things and you get caught up in names or titles, what he talk about representing this brand name at home, y'all, we was worse than what they doing right now with this gay pride parade. Y'all, we had took over full demonic worship at home, and we got chased out for that, for our behavior, not for no letter in the alphabet. Because it wasn't no J in the 1400s, wasn't no J when we got kicked out. What letter was it that got us thrown out? I'm asking for that letter. Or was his name we profaned in our behavior? You ain't got to have nothing on and somebody can look at you and hear the words that coming out of your mouth, because truth is an absolute. They'll know the Spirit of God dwells on you. And you ain't got to have nothing on, just regular clothes, but they can hear what's coming out of you because it cuts through to the marrow, to the spirit, like Hebrews 4:12 say. That's what the power does. It ain't nothing on the outer cup that'll do that. It's coming from inside that they make by the words you are saying to them. They say something about you is from on high. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 6. No, verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devil.
What they do?
Sacrificing unto devil, and not to Yah. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
See, you grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. That was our beginning of the nation, so to speak, after we come out of Egypt. Well, actually, before it was our birthplace promised to us, so to speak. This is what I'm going to give you. Told Abraham, I'm going to give you the land of Canaan. This is the promise. This is the inheritance. This is the nativity. This is where it will say you were born or you were sprung from. So now you get a little bit better understanding when you get to some Ezekiel 16th chapter. Oh, let's just hit a little bit of that so we get a little bit of understanding, because most people don't understand what it talks about, the nativity or the birthplace or the beginning, so to speak, of us as being a powerhouse and a nation that's ruling. Even though we were a nation in Egypt, we were not ruling. We had a navy with King Saul. Y'all know that? We had a navy. We had an Air Force of angels. We were strapped to the gear and went away from it. Hit a little bit of that for me. Ezekiel 16:1. What did it say?
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abomination.
Hold 1 second. I want to let everybody get caught up. Y'all get right there. We're coming right back to this Baruch. I just want to get into this Ezekiel because it says something in these first few verses that throw a few people. Y'all ready? Go ahead, let's get it.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 1 again. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, Thus says the Lord Yahweh unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is in the land of Canaan.
Is of the land of Canaan. So he's telling us again what the nativity was at. Like we're looking at Baruch and saying, they're saying your beginning, your birthplace, so to speak, where you became a powerhouse in a nation on planet Earth. Go ahead.
Thy father was an Amorite.
Thy father was a who?
Amorite. And thy mother an Hittite.
See, so now you're saying, wait a minute. Y'all Hittites and Amorites? Man, I don't understand this scripture, but it's talking about the land. Jerusalem, the north and the south, being the Hittites or descendants of Canaan, they had one portion of it, and the Amorites had the other half of it. So at the beginning of it, they were there first. So at the beginning of our nativity, we was taking over somebody else's land. But the landmark name wasn't removed yet. It won't be removed until the second coming. Then it will no more be called the land of Canaan or the Canaanite, because we can't go against the scripture Deuteronomy 19, remove another man's landmark. People are moved out of lands because of disobedience. I'm going to give you the land of Canaan. That landmass named after this individual, but they won't be there. Then the name will change when the earth changed back over. Just like when we came out of the flood, there were names for the land when Ham, Shem, and Japheth got out before that. But since the world was being reconstructed, now it names it after those boys that get off the ark. What you got, brother?
Galatians 4:26. In Galatians 4:26.
What it say?
It says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Yeah, so and it gets on to tell you about, it's talking about Mount Sinai versus Jerusalem, what was first. But this right here throws people off because they think it's talking about the people, but it's talking about the land at first. Just like that Baruch we was into. It's saying, oh, Jerusalem. You got to know when it's talking about landmass prophecy or it's talking about people prophecy. But this is telling us who was ruling Jerusalem before we took it over. The Hittite and the Amorites were the father, or so to speak, the beginning of that nation. Even though we were born here like the beginning of our nation, even though we're Israelites by tribal order, we're American citizens. All you have to do is get trapped over one of these overseas somewhere and you realize what they eat and how they jails is set up. You're going to be hollering, I'm American. I'm American. Need to see my driver's license? I need to get back over there. Let's get it. Where we at?
Verse 4. And as for thy nativity, in the day thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water to supple thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swallowed at all. None I pitied thee, to do any of these unto thee, and have compassion upon thee. But thou was cast out in the open field, to the loathing of thy persons, in the day that thou was born.
So y'all can read the rest of that, and y'all see how basically he cleaned us up, so to speak, and there was a marriage ceremony of Israel at that point. Because he said, I spread my garment over you when the time of love was fulfilled. When you were old enough to have intercourse, so to speak, spiritually. Then I put my covering over you. I mean, you got camps out here now talking about you can have women at 12 years old and all of this madness. And did Isaac have Rebecca when she was 10? No, y'all see Deborah the nurse there. Why you think the nurse came back with her? That was Big Mom. Isaac. No, that wall ain't built up yet. What is you doing? Not yet. But Isaac didn't have no problem waiting because he was already 40 years old at the time.
Yeah, we be making a mistake too, thinking that these forefathers were men that had hearts full of lust like men do today.
No, these men could wait it out. There was no problem with waiting. Jacob waited 7 years. 14. And then had to work another 7.
That's right.
14 total.
And then 6 after that. That was a 20 ball before he was able to leave. Let's get some more of this. Where we at? No, yeah, we go back to Baruch, y'all. I just wanted y'all to tie in those two about the birth nativity when you know this is talking about the landmass, because a lot of you'll have Egyptologists run at you with that Ezekiel 16:1 and say, right here, y'all Amorites and Hittites, right there, say that. No, that land was first occupied by Amorites and Hittites before we took it over. That's all that's saying. It's just telling us where our powerhouse started. When Hebron was set up and when the temple was set up and we took full control, when the queen of the south and every other king brought their glory unto it. This was the beginning of it. That's who was there before we got there. Let's get it. Where we at?
We're in the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 9.
What it say?
And it reads, for when she saw the wrath of Yah coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, Yah hath brought upon me great mourning, for I saw the captivity of my son.
See, this is the land talk. I see the captivity of my sons. Go ahead.
For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate.
Who this sound like but Jerusalem is left desolate. Let's get some more.
Because they departed from the law of Yah.
What they do?
Departed from the law of Yah.
Right.
They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Let them that dwell about Sion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, with the everlasting, which the everlasting hath brought upon them. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far.
See, the same thing Deuteronomy 28 is talking about. A nation from far. It's on the other side of the world that they come to get us. It's on the whole other side of the world. A tongue we would not know. Go ahead, bro.
For he hath brought a nation upon them from far. A shameless nation.
So what kind of nation?
A shameless nation. And of a strange language.
See, English was not known. A strange nation, a shameless nation. Ain't nothing could shame you here. Right now they doing painted on jeans on women to see if you can tell walking downtown. They're getting you ready for it. You ain't got to worry about spending no money on clothes if it's summertime. You could paint on a pair of jeans and go walking in public. Get that forest feeling. In the city.
All them naked TV shows they got.
Go ahead, bro.
Who neither reverenced old men nor pity child. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone desolate without daughters. But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies.
See, the Most High put this on us.
That's right.
He gonna have to be the one to deliver us from what he put us in. Look, you can't get out of your punishment if your parents put you on the punishment. Who told you to come out of that damn room? Big Mama called and she told me that was Big Mama called here and told you what? That was enough punishment. Get your back in that room. I'm finna go. Damn, she done cut off that avenue. That's why, parents, you have to be one flesh so your children don't separate y'all.
Yeah.
Come to you, and when you say no, go to the parent.
Yeah.
See, you have to be like, what your mama say? She told me I had to stay. Well, do what she told you. You must be scared of her. Let's get some more.
Verse 19. Go your way, O my children. Go your way, for I am left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace, and put upon me the sackcloth of my praise. I will cry unto the everlasting in my day.
Right.
Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Most High, and he shall deliver you from the power and hand of the enemy.
See, this is what's going to deliver you, to cry out to him. Nothing else, y'all. You can amass what you think is the biggest army in the world, but it's not going to release you, because all of the nations have to see America brought down for them to get in line. And he said, I'm going to take her in an hour. Notice how this land is called a sheep. It said, I'm going to take America in 1 hour. Y'all think about that. 1 hour. How long is 1 hour, y'all? I mean, y'all know that ain't long. That's 2 episodes of your favorite show. Add in the commercial, let's shorten it down. What you got back there, Yoel?
Isaiah 43, starting verse 13.
What did it say?
It says, yeah, before the day was, I am he.
That's right.
And there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let me? Thus saith the Lord, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
Yeah.
For your sake I have sent to Babylon, and have brought down all their nobles and the Chaldeans who cried in the ships. I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, which maketh a way in the sea and a path in the mighty waters, which bringeth forth the chariots and the horses, the army of the power. They shall not down together. They shall not rise. They are extinct. They are quenched as told. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness, a river in the desert.
So, yes, sir. So we see once again, he's putting all the power back on him. I didn't set these nations up so you can overpower them. Then you'll be like a child that talk back to his parents. You won't come get me for help like you're supposed to. You know, no, you don't worry about what the principal's saying. I'll be up there to take care of that until you get grown, and then you do your children in like manner. But no, children don't tell their parents what to do under no circumstance. Let's get some more of this. Where we at? Baruch where?
We're in the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 22. And it reads, for my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting our Savior. Verse 23, for I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but Yah will give you to me again with joy and gladness, for like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our Elohim.
So the nations that saw it, they saw us being carted off, and they're going to be looking, oh, they back home. It's like the president of Egypt back in the day, President Nassar. It's on a Time Life magazine cover. We ain't going to never, ever accept these so-called Jews over here. They left black, and they came back white. That's a problem for us. We ain't accepting it. You can move the embassy, you can do whatever you want, but we know you can't change colors. You're not going to change colors on us and come back. That ain't happening. So y'all, this ain't like it's new information we putting out. All the nations that surrounded Jerusalem know what the deal is. No, them ain't the children. We're not accepting that. Go ahead, bro.
Let's see. Which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yah.
Do what?
Suffer patiently.
How do you suffer patiently? Anybody got a clue? Yeah. But to suffer patiently, y'all, to know it may be 5 years before you are punished. Jacob locked up 12 years on a free case, Joseph, in Egypt, for Pharaoh's wife said he tried to get out. Free case, 12 years before he come before Pharaoh to interpret a dream for him. On a free case, in captivity. But just like we seen Joseph come out of that and was rose to rank and status that opened the door for other Israelites, y'all, we have to be mindful of that. There's a reason we have brothers in what's called corporate Babylon and corporate Egypt. Daniel, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego was in corporate Babylon. They was handling business from the headquarters. So was Joseph, next under Pharaoh, wasn't it? Yep. So y'all, we gonna always have an inside man in captivity. to see the power of the Most High, to get that nation to understand. You better be careful how you treat these children. You afflict this punishment more, something else gonna happen to y'all even worse.
That's right.
What y'all got? Y'all ain't got no army. Oh, you don't think so, huh? Let me let you experience darkness for 3 days. I'm talking about thick darkness, y'all. I'm talking about, they say the darkness so thick you could feel darkness. How do you grab a handful of darkness? For 3 days, no light, no word. It darkened the candles. You feeling your way, like you say, groping in the dark. This was, you were actually feeling darkness for 3 days. That's the army they got. Oh, that ain't good enough for you? Okay, all your firstborn dead. And when you get into this book of Jasher, it tells you that if anybody in Egypt had a firstborn that was already dead, dogs went and dug up their grave and drug their bones to the front porch of their parents' house. So you understand, Pharaoh, what power you dealing with. Every firstborn in Egypt, when it meant that, dead or alive. Go ahead, sis.
What do that mean if the dog gave your bones up?
It means what the Lord told them. Every one of y'all firstborn children is going to die. And He's going to make them recognize it. So even from this perspective, He said, I mean, everybody in Egypt to get, for all those who think, well, I ain't worried about this wrath here. My children already dead. My firstborn been dead. Earl been dead since 62. No, Earl Bones gonna show up at the front door. Wait a minute, ain't that necktie we had on it? You're looking at a skeleton with necktie and just Stacey Adams. You like, wait a minute. And the dog just standing there growling with dirt on his mouth. No, the Most High is going to put His wrath down above Mother Nature. See, it's the only thing that makes them stand down. They have to go into bunkers when He turn it up. Let's get some more.
I got the script, bro.
What you got, bro?
This Romans 9 and 17. It say, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh.
Oh, I got that right there. Go ahead. Go ahead. We don't have to worry about that. We was going down to 27. But just hit that. We'll come back and get 27.
Even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
See, the Most High set Pharaoh up. This is what we have to understand. America is set up by the laws of the Father. Y'all have to understand that He said, I'm going to, this is what they say, y'all. It ain't no coincidence they have the scripture as their courthouse book. Yeah, they got laws and some other thing, the Constitution, y'all, but when they say it's time to swear on it, you don't swear on the Constitution. You swear on these scriptures. That's what they judge a man by, ain't it? In their courthouse, in their system. So it's set up for us, y'all, but we look at it like they have a different law than we do. What they're doing is seeing if you're walking circumspectly, if you're walking according to your God's law. If you are, our laws have no power over you, just like He told Pilate. Your law don't have no power. The power you get is coming from my Father.
That's right.
So in like manner, whatever they're charging you with is coming from the Most High. But when we get into Romans 13, you're going to understand it perfectly, because He's saying it's only for the evil. If you think about your life when you're driving and you're nervous, it's only because them stickers are bad or you ain't got no driver's license. I mean, that's the only reason you watching that rearview mirror. If you cool, you get caught. You see the lights. You're like, oh, he pulling me over. He flagging me. Yeah, how can I help you? Oh, you weaved over that other lane. Oh, did I? I was in this White Castle bag, man. I was hungry as hell. You want one? No. Be careful next time and watch it. Okay, see you later. But that law don't mess with you if them plates bad and they belong to a minivan and you in a Charger. You know why they own it. You know exactly why they own you, because you ain't moved circumspectly. What you doing out in Creed Court with that car with 3 hubcaps missing, leaking all smoking like the bug truck, and you got bad stinks? Some of they just messing with me because I'm Hebrew.
I'm messing with you.
Okay. Let's get it, bro.
We're in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 25. And it reads, "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yah. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction."
See his what?
His destruction. And shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
Yes, sir.
And were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort.
Be of what?
Be of good comfort.
How do you be of good comfort after just hearing all of this? They working you over. They're going to beat you down. They're going to take your children. And then how does the next script say, be of good comfort? Y'all, we have to be of good comfort, because we have to know it's not by happenstance that this has happened to this people. We messed up, y'all. But be of good comfort. Just like you got put in here, if you obey, we can get this thing back right. We can turn it back around and come back to the fold. I will straighten y'all out just like any parent does. Get your mind right. Go ahead.
Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yah. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yah.
What was it that caused you to go astray from him?
Your mind.
See, this consciousness is what makes you go astray. When you start thinking outside of Isaiah 55, 8, 9. For the Most High say, for my ways are higher than your ways. That's right. As heaven is higher than earth, so are my ways higher than yours. But you want your ways up there. And you can know because you'll talk to an adult like y'all birth certificate got the same date on it. Wait a minute. You forgot who you're talking to. When your birth certificate jump up here? Go ahead.
Verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yah, so being returned.
Being what?
Being returned. Seek him 10 times more.
So you got to come back even triple harder after you fell off, y'all, so that he understand you're not sorry because you got caught, but we sorry because we know we broke your commandments.
That's right.
And we won't back in. We won't back in, y'all. We done broke the commandments of the Most High. We want our land back. It's being housed. It's a widow being trampled over. Like y'all knew a family that lived next door, a good family, husband and wife, the father died and all the children, and the widows left there. Now them next door neighbors that always causing trouble, borrowing your stuff by climbing over your fence. Now they taking over this widow. Run her over, now ain't nobody to defend her. Fence all tore up. They dog let loose on her back porch. Starting fights in front of her door. Yo, this is what Jerusalem is facing now because we messed up and left our land desolate to somebody else to take over. And then got a group that's going back and doing the very same things that got us throughout. Y'all, there's some things coming out about Demona is heart-wrenching. What they are doing to children, because they made a covenant with the Edomites to practice the Kabbalah and the Talmud. They don't even teach them the script. They take the scripts from them. So they over in the land learning about the Talmud. That's why the child sex is there. A girl in the Talmud you can have as long as she at least 3 years old. But you have to wait to 3 years and 1 day to be certain of it. And a boy before he turns 9. All of this is being practiced over there now in Des Moines. They got him coming out, boy, telling the whole book, his uncle. I mean, that's what happened when you stuff this thing into compound living. You can't do it. A man must leave his father and his mother and build his own foundation. You can't do it. It's going to create this atmosphere. A nation is growing. We went in 70 souls in Egypt. Guess how many we came out? When you count the number 6 million, over 400 years, 6 million individuals from 70. Now, that's not including what died. We're just talking about what came out.
430 years.
Over 430 years, 6 million minimum. That's not including what died out, but what come out, y'all. So we populate like that. You can't be enclosed and populate like that. It's gonna be too much. The scent of puberty will be in the air. Like you a gym teacher watching 12 and 10-year-olds play volleyball. You like, smell all that puberty in the air. You have to tell them, everyone get to the showers, because it'll get animalistic. That's what dogs smell, that smell in the air. And if you standing right there and that smell in the air, your leg gonna get it, as well as a fire hydrant. Let's read some more. When we get out of here, I got about 2 more scripts I need to get. Go ahead.
Verse 29.
What it say?
For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
See, everlasting joy. Y'all notice that he said with your salvation, it'll never end this time. Everlasting joy with salvation, who brought this upon you. But he didn't bring this upon you because he didn't have nothing else to do. Y'all, we was out of control in Israel. Y'all think what they doing is bad? That gay pride parade. Y'all get that PDF of that young brother and y'all read about what he's saying was happening to him in Dimona, what they call the kingdom of God. I'm talking about pedophilia at a high level, but where they get it all from? Malachi York, he was down there. Ben Carter, the bus driver, he was down there, and all of them and so on. They go to there to try to build this nation in captivity. It's because you're trying to lay a redeemer. You, but you're looking for that hellhole, murderers and pedophiles, and everybody that you ain't checked that list. Like right now, you can see what pedophiles live in your neighborhood. We didn't check that list, and they just came as numbers, like they gonna go stand in front of the Israeli embassy and say, we want it back. We got a bunch of people out here. No, you got a bunch of thieves and murderers and pedophiles that you ain't had a rod that they must pass under, like the Most High gonna have us pass under. Wasn't no rod. So this what you get in the land, that same mentality brought over to the land. And torturing children. Y'all, it's a hot mess in that compound. David Koresh is like a Cub Scout meeting compared to what's going on in there. And these supposed to be Israelites. That's supposed to be the kingdom. The leader of them got a son by his daughter. His right-hand man put the picture out. This his daughter. I mean, this his son. His grandson, technically, but it's his son. How do you do that? What he say? Daddy Paw Paw?
Granddaddy, daddy.
Yeah. Daddy Paw Paw. You gonna make me a prince? Let's get some more.
We're in verse 30.
What it say?
It says, take a good heart.
What kind of heart?
A good heart, O Jerusalem. For he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall.
See, they gonna be miserable, y'all, when they see the come up. It's gonna be misery, y'all. They got it back. Damn, they done got it back. They got their minds right. They got it back. Y'all, it's the most sacredest place on planet Earth. It's in the middle of planet Earth. It's in the navel of planet Earth. Jerusalem. Y'all, when you get it back, because it's a supernatural land designed for a supernatural people. Let's get some more.
Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
What should be turned into mourning?
Her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Yah. Lo, thy sons come.
What thy sons do?
Thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yah.
Yes, sir. So we see here, y'all, what caused us to be in this position, why we have to watch so that, y'all, we can go back home. If you're into the same thing that got us cast out, y'all, it's going to be a problem for us always, because all you're doing is repeating bad behavior.
Yep.
You ain't going to never go back home that way. And they tell you that in jail, don't they? You get some good time, you may get to go home when? Early.
Yeah.
Early release.
Good behavior.
Good behavior. You get rewarded for good behavior. Let's get this Romans 13, because it's something very important in understanding and navigating through these laws of the land we've been captive to. Now, this chapter right here caused a lot of people to say, certain people, that's why I don't read the New Testament. See, the white man put that part in there. Oh, did he? But let's just read what the scriptures say, y'all. If we do that, we ain't got to be sidetracked about what nobody put nothing in here. The Most High put these things in here because he knew where he was sending us captive to. He ain't sent us to a land where we can disobey his word. That's the easy out. But we seeing words of joy and comfort in captivity. How you gonna do that? Same way with Isaiah 55, 1 through 8. Come and buy bread, milk, and wine with no money. Where you gonna do that at? Go down to Seward Market and try it. Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Y'all, some very important language. Bros kind of hit it last week. I'm just going to lay them back a little bit off of it. You have to be careful how I say that. You know, you used to say piggyback off of that. Bro say, no, I have to lay them back off of that. Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Let's get it. You got it.
Go ahead. Romans chapter 13, verse 1.
What it say?
Let every soul be subject unto the higher power.
See, every soul, not some souls, not just Israelite souls, but every soul to the higher power. Go ahead.
For there is no power but of God.
So it's telling you who has the ultimate power. Elohim. Yahweh has the ultimate power. Everything end up getting its power or its whatever it has, respect or honor from this one source. Satan can't do what he does unless he come and ask permission. He don't just come at you. He can't do it. He's bound by laws. Then he has to get permission. Who you want? I want bro over there. Why you want him? No, he ain't gonna crack. You wasting your time with him. You need to go after them over there. Go get them. No. If you move that head from around, you quit protecting them like you doing, then I can get it. You're like, go ahead, have your way. But he don't move until that order is given to him. Nothing moves until that order is given to them from the Father, because he is the Father of everything, the creator of all. So everything gets its power from him. And once we understand that, y'all, we can maneuver better in this walk in captivity. You can't claim captivity and then you want the freedom of being at home. It ain't gonna work there, because even if you go at home, Jerusalem's still in captivity. It's being held in ransom by a whole nother nation, ain't it? Let's get some more of this. Go ahead, bro.
The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh.
Who they ordained of?
Of Yahweh.
See, that's hard for some brothers. They'll look at this and say, wait a minute. The Most High ain't set America up. The Most High ain't set America up. See, the Romans put that part in there. Did they really? Did they put it in Egypt? Did they put it in Assyria? Did they give it to Cyrus the Persian?
Babylon.
Go ahead, bro.
Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
See, you have to look at this thing, because all throughout this Bible, there's only one occasion where you resist the power. When the power tells you this is God, you must worship him. Everything else they do is mostly free will. You ain't got to do Christmas. They don't command you to do it, do they?
Nope.
Even if you don't do it and you worship these scriptures, you do the Feast of Dedication, they'll still pay you if you work somewhere. So they're not forcing you to do anything. You don't see them forcing you to do anything. What they're doing is they're making money off of you, merchandise and commerce. They're not concerned right yet till they get the Antichrist set up and the false prophet. Then they're going to turn on you and render you to your soul salvation, so to speak. Are you ready for what's coming? Then they'll do it. But everywhere we look of men being Abraham, from Abraham to Daniel to Joseph, it was all when the king was said, if you don't worship me, this is what's going to happen. That ain't on earth right now. What I care about them letting two people get married. They got this scripture in their courthouse. If they do it, they're just chasing their own mind. They ain't said you can't get married, a man to a woman, have they? Nope. They ain't said men must marry men, have they?
Nope.
So y'all have to understand, they'll just exceed affliction when they're doing certain things, but they know what the script say, because they base it as truth serum. Just like we had the waters of separation in Numbers 5 chapter, that was a truth serum. When we get through, that was a truth serum. You would drink it and it would tell the truth if you're lying or not. So in like manner, your inners, your consciousness is going to be the truth, sir. You're going to know when this nation's saying, you're going to have to worship us or die, or you're going to starve to death. Because it's coming with a whole nother set of doctrines with it. This is the new money we're going to be using. This is the new language we're going to be using. All of that comes with the beast and his language, and whatever he got coming for you is coming that way. But what we under right now, all of this is monetary. You can't do none of these days, Satan, to talk about if you ain't got no money. Can you? Tell somebody you celebrate hell when we was in the world. Tell them it's the thought that counts, and see how they look at you. Y'all remember them days? Yeah, I got you them gator boots you've been wanting, and that Gucci belt. What you get me? A card. Hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Nobody.
I know this ain't it, is it?
Yep.
This what you got me? Y'all, we know what it is. Back then, you know what it was. Let's get some more in that light. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 3.
What it say?
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
See, rulers are not a terror to good works, y'all. If you on your game You don't worry about the police.
That's right.
I mean, for this to be the 13th most dangerous place on earth, I want y'all to understand that. Not in America, but St. Louis is the 13th most dangerous place on planet Earth. I don't think y'all grasping that.
Yeah.
Not in Missouri, not in United States, but in the entire world. Number 13 on the list if you come here. So how do you keep your game on without going back to your old self here at St. Louis? You got to maneuver yourself. Whatever. If you know Lil Willie killed Bobo here, Earl got his head busted with a fifth bottle. They're fighting outside before they get inside. Why are you standing in line there?
Right.
For what? Why are you in line? Hang. Waiting for it to move up. For what? You know what's there. You've been seeing it. Why are you there? So a lot of times, y'all, we walk into danger. Yeah. Looking to see what we think is exciting. Somebody done whisper to you, man, they get down up in there. What you got about that, bro? Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Yo, I'm too strong for all of that.
I wish a nigga would.
I wish he would. Ain't nobody gonna step on my shoe. And women can walk around with no clothes on. I'ma look like I don't even see them. Right.
Yeah.
How you got on dark shades in a club and it's dark? What you looking at? Let's get some more, y'all. Ain't no need fooling ourselves. Go ahead, bro. You verse 3.
But to the evil.
But to the who?
To the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
And that's why we saying, y'all, look. We know the times are coming that they may kill you even doing good. But the majority of the time is when they flag you, they're looking for something to flag you, or like you say, you're 4 deep in the car and you're riding through this zone and you're doing things you can't maneuver through captivity like that. When does anybody ever move like that? When you move 6 in a car. You know better than that. You got tags from stolen cars hanging out the trunk, and you out in Chesterfield 6 deep. And smoke coming out the window. Man, see, I'm gonna tell you, see how they persecuting the children of God. I can't believe it. Yeah, what you want? Y'all, it's for the evil, y'all. If y'all understand what it's saying, if you look at it and you just consciously, you know what the law of the highways is, don't you? You say, I get maybe 10 miles grace. Right. If it's 70, I gotta watch. Once I go over 80, I know I'm putting my driving record in danger at that point. I'm going past what they grant me. I'm going past the grace period. Like getting to work in the grace period every day. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to get there when the shift starts. Because the grace period gonna get late. Now when they see you coming through the door, rushing in there, everybody else sitting down, you run and scramble. Somebody else fought all that damn traffic out there. Yeah, man, it's a mess out there. No, it ain't. It's for the evil. That's all it is, because evil is just going to make an excuse for what's happening. Good don't have to make an excuse. It's not even worried about that. Get prepared and get up. Y'all, and I say when you teach yourself. No, you need to iron at night. Why do you wait like me 10 minutes before it's time to leave out the door? Some gonna get missed, y'all. Some gonna get left. Let's get some more, y'all. I'm gonna speed this up. We ain't got about 20 minutes. Go ahead.
Do that which is good.
Do what?
That which is good. And thou shalt have praise of the same.
Right.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Now, that's hard as hell for somebody to believe that the captain of this nation, this law that they carry of putting the Bible in the courtroom, is for the work of the Most High. See, because you're saying your captor had your redeeming quality in his hand. That's why, y'all, it's comfort and joy. If they kill you with the righteousness that they have, you're home free. They're not in the business of killing you with righteousness. They make you break the law of God just like Satan does. He don't force it on you. He just put the temptation there. Like bait call. Couple brews sitting on the porch, slamming some 40s. All of a sudden, here come a car pulled up, and whoever it is get out with the keys in it, and it's running, and they walk away. Now, you can sit around and ponder. You think this is a blessing from the Lord? No. Lord done brought us a car.
Lord blessed.
And you know it's evil because you walk around it first, looking for pits and traps. And when you don't see it, you get in. And if your buddy get in, what you did, y'all smile. Woo! As soon as you see the lights, guess what start taking place? We're going to say it's your auntie car. You see, man, she's sick, so she gave you the key. You didn't know that she had one. So what?
Premeditated.
And they listen. They listen like, listen at them making up lies. Pull you over. What you doing in the car? Who owned the car? Who these plates? It belongs to this person. Because they leave it there consciously. If you know what stealing is, you're not going to mess with it because it's running. It ain't yours. You can't go to sleep and dream about Beyonce because it's in a dream. It's still Jay-Z's wife.
That's right.
Boy, if that bell pepper nose nigga would have saw what I did to Beyonce. Because it's in your dream. You dreaming about this, huh? No, the Most High said you can't sin in your dreams. Get her out of there. I don't care what they worship. She belongs to Jay-Z. Get her out of your dreams. Because you're going to start going to bed early and early. Ain't even saw what the children's homework is. You crawling up in the bed. Yeah. We're going to end this single ladies thing tonight. Gotta get it right up here, y'all. Let's get it. Where we at?
But if thou do that which is evil,
right?
Be afraid.
Be what?
Be afraid.
Yo, that's why the panic come over you when you see it. The only panic come over you if they get behind you. The rules tell you, even they rules tell you, it could be fake police out here. It could be Klansmen acting like they police. Drive till you get to another spot. If you got to do a slow speed chase at 2 miles an hour till you get to the quick trip lit up, do what you have to do. But don't you stop out on 40 with no street lights for 20 miles and talking tough. Yeah, you pigs just like to do a Hebrew like this. You way out here talking tough. No, that ain't how the scripture tell you to maneuver through.
Agree with thine adversaries.
Agree with thine adversaries while away. What I do? You're riding wrong. Everything's dirty. Okay. You just give me a ticket, right? Okay. Well, I'll see you where they bring judgment based on this act. Because they're going to ask him to put his hands on it. Don't they ask the police to put his hands on it? So y'all think our God ain't going to punish him for putting his hand on his manuscript and swearing on this manuscript. They say, I don't care who you are, all souls are mine. You put your hand on this and make an oath. Don't play with our God, y'all. He don't play around like that. He'll tighten it up. Go ahead, read some more, man. We ain't got long.
If thou do that which is evil,
right,
be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. for he is the minister of Yahweh.
And see, this is hard for an Israelite to understand this. But y'all have to understand police are a necessary evil. Y'all think about if you had trouble with somebody living next door to you and there was no police to call. When you get home, they're going to have on your clothes.
It'll be out of control.
Going to be watching your laptop on their porch. Your grill cooking on the front in your grill.
It'll be out of control.
With your, who you going to call? Yeah, where y'all think all these jackings coming from? They ain't jacking way out in Chesterfield. They jacking right here in your hood. Get out of the car. Kill you with your babies there. That's right here in the hood, y'all. Police moved swift and brought that to justice. Real swift. Ain't we satisfied? But they just killed a boy in Philadelphia running. Shot him in the back twice. Still got to deal with that side of it. 90 minutes. Ready. He already on. Let's do some nigger hunting. Like that little 20-year-old girl here from Missouri that they throwed out the reserves. Her and Uncle Jasper. Uncle Jasper, you going nigger hunting? Yeah, I'm going nigger. Y'all pull up the Daily Mail. Girl get thrown out the reserve here in Missouri for going nigger hunting. I mean, these 20-year-olds, y'all, what do they know about that? What does she know about that at that age of going hunting for Hebrews? What does she know about that? Y'all, but we have to see Deuteronomy 28 in every generation. Them short-leggers sitting back there have to see Deuteronomy 28 so that they understand why they Hebrews and they set apart from every other nation. If they don't see it, all they saw, if she's 7 years old, all she saw was a black president. She don't know nothing about Trump. That's the first president she seen was a black man and his black wife, so to speak. Get some more.
It's a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
See, that's all it is to execute wrath on them that doeth evil. Y'all, we know how we have to hustle on the side, but it's a way to maneuver. It's when we get greedy, that's when it gets us.
Go too far.
Now you know somebody that sells bad stickers. Now you figure out, I'm gonna get a cut of that. I'm gonna go into the sticker business myself. So that's when you get caught bent over scraping with a razor blade. Hey man, nigga can't make no change out here. That's messed up. Yeah, it's messed up. Yo, but this is what they bringing it down to. If you want to be on our streets, this is what you got to do. Y'all, then it's a peace of mind. But we all done been there.
It ain't that hard.
The problem we have is the maneuvering part where you get to the point of where you think they owe you something. The only reason they pull it over because they see some Hebrews up in here. This ain't got nothing to do with them plates. It's just because there's Hebrews in the car. You expect the police to know that. He run it down. Y'all got an ounce of weed in there, 3 open bottles of Hennessy. Ain't nobody got a seatbelt on.
No insurance.
You just hating on us. Hating on us. The script said that. Okay. You like Eve? Okay. Whatever you say, but we're going to spend a little time at the Great Bar Motel. To the judge, say different. Let's get some more.
Verse 5.
What it say?
Wherefore ye must needs be subject.
See, subject ain't to the point that where you got to do whatever they say because they don't do it. They don't make you do anything. They tell you what we're not going to tolerate. If you go Genesis 1:26 on the every seed bearing herb, they still tell you we're not going against God's law. We just saying if you got more than this amount of that seed bearing herb, we're going to lock you up. See, it's a difference in the language, what they're saying. This is how Satan rolls. Satan ain't going to never give you an out, ever. If they say this much of it and you still here, why you ain't packed a suitcase in Colorado or California, I don't know. But they're not going to allow it here. Now, you can be made a believer, or you can go where you're really saying that I feel that they exercise Genesis 1:26, 1:29. You got a choice, right? So they ain't never saying no. You just got to understand how they play the game and where you at. We just happen to be in the last slave state, the most brutal one. It's the same thing with an open container. They saying the same thing. It ain't saying you can't have no Hennessy. You just can't have that bottle half full and on the other side of the road. We gonna pull you over. Don't you know that side of the yellow line, the car is supposed to be going this way? You just hating on the nigga. No, you heathens. No, you're on the wrong side of the street. Let's get some more. Where we at?
Not only for bread, but also for conscience.
For what sake?
Conscience.
Yo, look, conscience sake. This is what I'm thinking. You going somewhere and know you out of order, it's gonna be on your mind. Please, please let me just get, if I can just get to Delmar, I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. See, it's on your conscience. But when your mind is clear and you maneuvering like you're supposed to, those things ain't on your mind. You more or less just trying to get home before it's an accident, before something happened to you, because you're trying to stay on the right side of this captivity. And that means make sure you don't bring harm to yourself first. If I get myself locked up, what good am I to anybody else? None. Hell, I'm getting myself locked, ain't no good to me. So you have to maneuver through this thing, y'all. But right here, y'all, they done told us, when we come for this, then know it's the end of the road. But everything else is free will. They don't make you do nothing in this land. You choose to do it. We choose to celebrate their holy day. What holy day do they force us to do? I mean, holiday, I should say. Yeah. That we're fighting against. What day is it anywhere in this whole calendar year that they say you must do? Where that's at? So when we do it, it's a free will, right? Right. And then consciously we get mad at ourselves. You over that feast, eating it up. Then when you realize everything gone, you want to lambast everybody now. Why that tree up? You weren't worried about that tree when you was deep into that potato salad. You didn't care about that tree then. So y'all, this conscience is what's going to get it done. Because if they get behind you, the only thing you're plotting is how to go home. That's the only thing you're thinking about. What am I going to tell this man? I see what he's looking at. He's looking at them plates. He's looking at this busted window. He's looking at this car been started with a screwdriver instead of a set of keys. My conscience is saying, I'm finna eat a bologna sandwich and some milk. Lord, please help. That's when you go into prayer war mode. Ain't prayed like you ain't never prayed before in your life. And I swear, Lord, if you just let me get through this, I'll be a servant of yours, like a servant ain't been seen. I'll make Abraham look like a thrown out child. Lord, if you just save me this. Soon as they let you go, right back in. Dog, I got 20 for you. If you could come by here and swoop me. Right back into the pit of police. Why don't they have road tops up there? Nigga, 20. You need gas, don't you? Right back to it. Because this don't last long. It don't have no endurance and patience to last all the way through. Let's get some more, y'all. We ain't got long.
Romans 13, verse 6.
What it say?
For this cause pay ye tribute also.
Do what?
Pay ye tribute also.
What y'all think that means? What is paying tribute?
Tax.
Do what?
Tax.
See, he's saying pay tribute, but this ain't nothing the Messiah said. The disciples try to get out of there. Hey, Caesar want us to pay taxes to get through here. He like, who face on the money? Caesar's. Give Caesar his money. That's what he asking. You using his money, give him back a piece of his money. want to bite the hand that's feeding you all these things. You got his money and he asks you for a percentage of his money. Give him a percentage of his money. You tribute to him. That's what tributary is called. The nation that's ruling the world. And the nation that ruling the world has their presidents on their money. Starting with George Washington on the dollar. I don't care what nation you in, you pop up one of them. I don't care what language you speak. Not understand. I need a room and some food and a bed. I mean, don't understand you. Watch how they clear up. They'll take sign language. You need sleepy and foody. Yeah, that's what I mean. Here you go. Clears it right up. But it's going to be that dollar that's ruling the world. It ain't going to be no dirt marks. It ain't going to be no Jamaican money. You ain't going to get results with that. Go ahead, brother.
For they are Yahweh's ministers, who say, attending continually upon this very thing. Render therefore to all their dues.
Right.
Tribute to whom tribute is due. Custom to whom custom. Fear to whom fear. Honor to whom honor.
So basically, if you're going to deal with their system, you have to give honor to their system. If you're going to accept this part of their money, then you have to give honor to this part of it. You can't take their money and bite their hand.
Everybody going in that courtroom talking crazy.
You are not going to sustain life on their dime, and they're not going to get a cut of it. You're going to come and see them because they're going to give you dates. By this date, you need to do that. You're going to keep you rolling on our streets. By this day, you better do this. We don't care. You done paid off that $250,000 house. We want $2,500 a year, or that house belonged to us because it's sitting on American soil. Now you can pick that house up and take it with you. Or you can give us a cut of living on our land that we took. What you gonna do? You have to really think about how you gonna maneuver through this land. Go ahead, read some more. Let's get through with this.
Oh, no man, anything.
Do what?
Oh, no man, anything.
Now, y'all, we know that that's not talking about not everything you own is paid off. Y'all know it would be a good thing to owe no man nothing. But if you rent, you owe somebody something every month, don't you? So it ain't talking about from that perspective. It's saying for perspective of that anybody can lock you down about that situation, about owing them, that they take control of your soul. If you're in a right contract, they can't move on certain things. A landlord can't do nothing for 90 days, can he? He got to go to court. He just can't sit there and start throwing your stuff out. Guess what? You're going to get a whole nother 5 years for free if they do that. Yep. They are bound by these rules. I got to take you to court. I got to take you where this at. And the contract that we signed. And then I'm going to get a few more days to get my stuff and get out of there. But y'all, so it ain't just there to beat us up and pound us out. It's there to make sure that order is kept. But what we get to see is how we were governing law when we was at home. We was doing just like they doing us right now to our own brothers and sisters. We were governing like that. We were taking bribes. You see that in the book of Samuel, chapter 1. Taking bribes. I'm talking about pre-sons. This is in our land. All we're getting is a taste of why we got threw out. Y'all, that's all it is, a mirror image of what they're doing to us is what we was doing to ourselves to get thrown out the land. It was only us in the land, wasn't it? We weren't doing this, to other people. This was to Israel. On Israel's head, just like that in our land, where he said, y'all despicable to each other. Y'all got to go. Look at y'all. We was doing everything in the land that this stuff can't even compare. Let's get some more, y'all. We're gonna close out of here just, how long I say, about 5 minutes? Okay. Go ahead.
But to love one another.
But to do what?
Love one another.
Uh-huh.
For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law.
See, so this is the whole thing, y'all. Shalom, brother. If y'all, we loving our brother, we'll never be caught up in this situation. If you hot, tell your brother, man, I'm hot and these stickers are too. Well, don't just drop me off at the Metro Link then. But at least tell me. Don't let me get in this car and know it's hot as volcano lava. What? How am I gonna answer the car running, your door open, and you way down here running top speed, and I'm sitting on the passenger side of the seatbelt?
How the weed and gun.
I mean, oh, what you gonna do? Tell me when I call. Tell them I'm put something on this book. Finish that out, bro. Where you at? No, we finished that. Let's get right to some 1 Peter. Y'all ain't got but a couple more. 1 Peter chapter 2. We're going to start at verse 13. Y'all, what we're understanding is the Romans didn't put this in here. It was put in here for us to see if we could adhere to the laws of the Bible. The laws of this land don't apply. They won't affect you when you're moving according to the script. If you know where you're going, if you know what you're doing, it's only going to catch you when you're up to something you shouldn't be up to. You're not maneuvering like you thought to do. And what happens is you start to practice bad behavior. You don't care about the laws of this land no more. Most High say, I ain't got to care about none of this. How did you skip that part to where he say, I set these nations up? Did you think he set them up so you can maneuver around them? Because if you do, you're going to be doing the same thing we was doing at home to get us cast out. The same exact thing. Killing our brother. Ain't that our problem right here? Yep. 57 shootings in Chicago over a couple days. Killing constantly here in the STL. Babies. Don't care. Now we're doing what they're doing, what we're accusing them of. No regard for the young or old. Since when did Israelites kill children in front of their parents? Since when did we gun down an old person and say should have been sitting on the porch with that nigga? Know what he into. Back in the day, you would drive past for 20 years and he's sitting up there with his big mama. He better be sitting up there with his big mama. Well, come off that porch, we're going to get you. Now they don't care who around. We'll shoot in a car with children. We'll do anything. What are you going to do with this type of mindset out here, y'all? And we living in the same community. How are we going to police ourselves? What are we going to do? Who's going to give us the authority to run herd on our people in this captivity? What you got, Big?
I was just say, I seen the news yesterday. Somebody hit a 5-year-old, hit and run. Hit and run
a 5-year-old. Was on Natural Bridge somewhere, wasn't it? Where was it at? Hall's Fair. Took off running. Y'all see, that's because there's other evil behind what's making them on the run. That they hit a child, they can't stop. I got other stuff chasing me. All of this chasing me, now that's gonna chase me too. But there's no reason, unless it was something else on your head that would make you pull over, not pull over and say, Lord have mercy, get out the car. You know what happened, right? Y'all let them run, you know, you at least addressing the matter. But when you take off running, it's a whole lot more chasing you. For one, you ain't supposed to be driving, so you know that. But this how the devil plays. Go on, get in that car. Some of them don't drive with no license. White folks don't never have a license. You see them when they get pulled over, and you can say, you right, devil, you right. They just tell the police, they'll come back out to his face. That's right. I seen it on Andy Griffith. And Little House on the Prairie, they talk to the police like dogs. But you can't, huh? Get in that car and drive with no license. And there you go. And when they get behind you, the only thought is, I know I'm going to jail. Kids getting off a school bus, you don't care. I can't go to the Great Bar Motel because it's Friday. I'm gonna be there the whole weekend. If you don't want to be there, get your mind straight and stay out of the way of the patty rollers, so to speak. That was the police patrol back in the day, hunting rogue Negroes. Stay out of their way. Get some more, bro. We ain't got long. That was it. Y'all, so we're in Peter, y'all, but before we hit that, pull up Sirach, just one verse. Sirach chapter 8, verse 22. It's some very important things in here. When you get into that courthouse, you have to be like we was reading about the Messiah in John 19, or it's going to be problems for you. When you start to challenge what he told you, don't challenge authority like that, because God has put them in authority, not so you overrun the court system and then you become the judge of everything. Where we at? Sirach 8, just hit that verse, maybe a couple before that. You got it, Zeb in one of y'all, 8:22. Yeah. Y'all hold on to that Romans, we're coming right back. I mean that First Peter, we're coming right back to it, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Let's see where we at. No, 8:13. I don't know why I went there. 8:13 and 14. What I got? What I had down there?
So like 8 and 22.
Yeah. Thank y'all for looking.
So Sirach 8.
13.
8:13. We'll get
Start about talk about verse 7. We're gonna read down to 14, y'all. We're gonna get this last one. We're gonna get on out of here, y'all. But we got to get understanding, y'all, on this captivity and how to make it good, y'all. One day the popos don't mess with you is a good day, eh?
Yep.
I mean, everywhere you go, if you start to look at them like this is disease, you ain't gonna never want to go nowhere. But they're everywhere. But you don't have to worry about this if there's no bad behavior on your part. Y'all, they lock them up too. They just lock us up faster than them. The governor of Chicago was in a penitentiary. Martha Stewart got locked up.
Right.
They own the $20-30 million lawyer of Donald Trump. Y'all, so y'all have to understand, they are cleaning house, y'all. There's no other way. And what are they doing about it? When all of them go to court, they are going to swear in on this. Manafort, all of them with that deal, and they are on their heads, y'all. So it's going to be without excuse, y'all. This is the camouflage that the devil don't want you to see. They are locking up their rich. Throwing them in the penitentiary. They lock up everybody that drag us behind chains. It's just late, y'all. Some people didn't seek justice for their people, but they just locked up 2 more heathens for drag. They locked up the boys that bombed the Birmingham church in Alabama. 80 years old, but he in the penitentiary at 80 years old. You say, well, that ain't true justice, but the bottom line is we won't be able to say that they didn't do it to them exactly like they did to us. They lock them up. They just got the complexion for the connection. They get around a few things that we have to maneuver around. Maneuver like you do in school when you go to an affluent school. You the only brother or 2 or 3 of y'all there, and you got to express why you got that. Because I'm a straight A student. You got to show that light. You can't get on a pattern like I'm just here because I'm here because these up here is moving well. Play the game, y'all. They got laws set up for you to win. If somebody say something to you, hey, nigga, I'm going to human resources. Or you let the devil whisper to you. You ain't never let nobody call you a nigga. Hell, the toughest nigga in the projects, Earl, call you a nigga. What you do to him? There you look. Won't call me a nigga no more. At least around here, because I know I ain't going to be back here. If you don't get locked up. You get out of there. So, y'all understand the laws of this land and maneuver around them because they're not designed to bring down a just man. It's only to run herd on the evil. 90% of the cases are plea deals. And what I mean by that, they got the goods on you and they tell you, you can take the trial or 6 months probation and $200 fine. The minute you say, okay, that go in your jacket though. But they caught you dirty. Now they may let this white boy go home, but it's still paperwork on him. Yours just get exercised and you get punished because you're the children of the light. They're making an example out of you for the whole world. Let's say, see what he's doing? This is why, y'all, we have to be so careful that whatever we do, then immediately they go to your Facebook pages and pull up your thing. You show him that this my baby. Show him in a fuzzy TV watching outfit. This my baby. What they show him with gats like this and money like this. Here's her baby. Y'all see, that's what they gonna do. This is how they gonna change the mind and consciousness of even us. Man, that look like my, shit, that look like my laptop in there he got on that Facebook page. And they know what to do. Just holler a reward. Y'all know what we gonna do. I ain't never liked that nigga no way. Yeah, he next though. Look behind the furnace. You'll find $5 grand. Your way. What you got, bro? What they do, what?
I say they tell you call 1,500.
Yeah, boy. 1,500 you'll go. You'll make up an excuse why you don't want them around. See, I told him it was gonna catch up with him. Ain't no need no white person getting that money. Family members will turn you in. You gonna need commissary, ain't you?
I gotta pay my bills and
Shit. I need to pay my bills. All they do is a reward and you brought in before the sun set. What you got, Sid?
No, Denzel played in the movie Roman J. Israel Esquire.
Yeah.
And apparently he was an attorney that was trying to get us black folks to stop plea bargaining and everything, apparently saying we never got a fair trial.
Right.
Because most of the time they offer us a plea bargain and we go for that and never take it to trial.
Right.
Jury by peers.
Absolutely. So you basically throwing yourself on the mercy of the court at that point. You're saying, okay, I admit to at least most of this. That's basically saying what you're saying, a plea deal. No, that right there. They're like, okay, well, we'll scrap that. You take 2 years of this and that. Okay. But it's still on your jacket at that point. All because of what? They ain't got you there on a free case and you're pleading out. If you're pleading out, then you're scared for your soul. You're scared to die. I'm not gonna say, I don't care how they beat and torture me, that I raped a white woman and her 3-year-old daughter. You did it, nigger, you did it. And I'll be like, no, I ain't did that. There's no way to plead out of that. What you gonna plead for the rest of your life in jail for something you ain't done?
That was some Malachi York did, ain't it?
And got his wicked self, Malachi York, that new Wabian Israelite, had Israelite mixed up in 10 different doctrines. They trying to convince everybody that he took the case for his child molesting children. Now, what else in the scripture? And if thy son transgress and sleep with a child, thou shalt take the charges. Where y'all read that at? And he the leader. How you gonna take a charge for a child molesting if it's your son? That's breaking the law of this. Let's finish this up, y'all. 1 Peter 2. No, I want to tell y'all know what I want. Let's get it. I see y'all awake. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 7.
What it say?
Rejoice not over thy greatest enemy being dead.
Being what?
Being dead. But remember that we die all.
See, what he's saying is rejoice not hold a big party if somebody get killed from the wicked like that, because remember, we gotta die. There's laws in how you rejoice over the wicked. Can y'all understand that? There's a way we supposed to rejoice over the wicked, not just pointing fingers at him and doing how we want to do it or mocking and different things. There's a certain way we have to rejoice over the wicked. It's called perfect hatred. Psalm 139, 21, 22. It tells us how to rejoice over the wicked. Psalm 83. It tells us how to rejoice over the wicked. But the key thing, like in Psalm 83 and 16, it said, so that they may believe and know the Most High power. That's why he put them tornadoes on. And them earthquakes, so that they'll believe in the power on high. They trust in themselves too much. Let's get some more.
Verse 8.
What it say?
Despise not the discourse of the wise,
right?
But acquaint thyself with their proverbs. For of them thou shalt learn instruction, and how to serve great men with ease.
See, of them you're going to learn how to deal with a rich man and somebody with power. You don't go at nobody with power and you ain't got none. That's what these proverbs tell you how to deal with wise. You can't go at it. What you going to tell a billionaire? What are you going to tell him? What do you got to tell him that when he already setting up some for 20 inheritance? How are you going to tell him anything? Let's get some more.
Verse 9. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learn of their father.
That's right.
And of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answers as need requires.
So the elders, you have to look at the perspective and see, are they just an old fool that does? And they just got old and still an old playboy. Sitting at the club, slacks pulled up to here. Hey, heifer, you want a Pepsi? You lost a whole lot of years of life. Rattling about $6 worth of change in your pocket. No, you way out of sync. Should have been and gave this up. Elders have to be to a point to where they can see. I remember when you told me that when I was 16, I understand that now. Not dragging you back down the road with them like Huggy Bear and don't drink your juice in the hood or Menace to Society. Y'all know the one I'm talking about. Don't drink your juice in the hood. And Huggy Bear was still at his mama's house talking tough. Right. And she put him on punishment. Boy, follow you. Go ahead, bro.
What bro was talking about rejoicing over the wicked, you can go to Ezekiel 18, verse 23.
What it say, brother?
It say, have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die? Said the Lord, Yahweh.
See, the Most High say ain't got no pleasure that the wicked should die because it's my creation. Same thing in Genesis when the flood. It grieved the Most High that he had to destroy man from off the earth. That hurt his heart that he had to do that. The same way with a child, you have to send out the house. Like, gotta get out of here. That grieves a parent's heart, but they know what they have to do. Go ahead.
And not that he should return from his ways and live. That was it for that.
So you see clearly the Most High wants everybody to turn around. Even at Psalm 83, if we only look at it from one perspective and don't look at verse 16, this is the reason he put the storms on. Because they're arrogant. They'll rather give the glory to Mother Nature. Some white woman out in the woods eating butter sandwiches and talking to deer. That's who controls the storm. Mother, don't make Mother Nature mad. No, he straightened them up so that they'll give him his glory. These nations, and let them know I'll bring this every day for 7 days in a row if y'all don't change y'all ways. Go ahead, brother. Let's finish this up.
Verse 10. Kindle not the coals of a sinner, lest thou be burnt with the flame of his fire. Rise not up in anger at the presence of an injurious person, lest he lie in wait to entrap thee in thy word.
Somebody that got caught up into something, now they talking about you, they injured. No, they finna go to jail. And start talking a game to you. And you like, wait a minute. No, see, dog, you know, technically, They shouldn't have pulled me over. I was just riding in the car. Or they talking about why the heat is on me and bring you into that. And you be like, you right, dog, man, that is. Hey, they wouldn't do a white man like that. They got nothing to do with it. Why you got them 2 kilos in there? Let's get back to that first. What made you want to be a chemical entrepreneur? Ain't no retirement plan for it. Let's get back to that first before we talk about how you feel like you're being railroaded. You have to go back to the beginning of what's causing this trouble. But if you join in and say, yeah, man, they only do us like this, man, they only do us like that. Y'all, this is why the problem is so big for the Black Lives Movement. If you're not prepared for that individual life before his encounter with the police, you better get all the information you can, because they are going to drag him through the mud. While you're praising and hollering the Lord and out there with your preachers, we're going to show his past to the whole world. We're going to let them see your baby. Let's get some more.
Verse 12, lend not unto him that is mightier than thyself, for if thou lendest him, count it but loss.
Count it but a loss. How you going to have your gold chain out in Debo riding by? Count it a loss. Well, you better be like this. Tuck. Like manner, how you gonna loan somebody something that already got some money? They ain't concerned that your money, because they got a lot of money. They'll get back around to you. They're not understanding the position you in. I needs mine. But if you lend yours to a rich man, why would you do that anyway? Dog, well, you know, ain't no bank open. You know, I don't have access to them millions. You know, you ain't got a 10 you can spare, do you? When do you ever think you're gonna get that 10 back? You're gonna be scared to ask for it if he in public, bottles popping. Hey, dog, you remember that $10? Y'all hear this nigga? Give him $10. Look in this ashtray of that old car. It ought to be about $10 in there. This nigga asked about $10. I needed my $10. Don't give money to nobody who don't respect, especially a rich man, because they're not gonna look at you. You need it back. Go ahead, bro.
Be not surety above thy power.
Be not what?
Surety above thy power.
See, it's a whole chapter, y'all. 28th chapter, I believe, the Sirach talks about being a surety. The Messiah was a surety, meaning he's a co-signer. Don't be a co-signer above your means. Don't loan nobody no money you expect back. Give what you can. If they say, man, I need 300, will $85 help you? Damn, man, I need 300. Will $85 help you with that 300? No, dog, I'm like, well, that's all I can. Come on now, man, you got 2 cars out there. You don't count mine. Will $85 help you? Y'all, this is where we get caught in traps. It said, don't be a surety for anybody above your means. Don't go co-sign for nobody an Escalade and you driving a Pinto. Why? See, dog, with all the overtime I'm getting, technically it's $4 grand a month, and you thinking, see, I can pay for that car in 2 years, dog. Why you need my name on there? Go and get that 2 years of money and then go pay cash for it.
Exactly.
You sign that, guess what? They gonna take your bed, not his. Well, look, we've been trying to catch up with him. The mule thieves been looking for him. They ain't found him. We can't get the car back. So we coming after your bed now. You're on the list that says I'm a surety for him. If you can't catch up with him, he missed them payments. Y'all can come get my bed to make up for that Escalade. That's what a surety is. He gave his disciple John a surety over his mother. He became the godson to Mary. Mother, quit that weeping. I had to do this. This is what I come here for. Behold thy son. It was John, that disciple whom he loved. John, behold thy mother. This your godmother. This your godson. He gonna do everything that I would have did for you earthly here in the earthly flesh. This, you still got a son. I'm leaving you with a son. That was a surety. And y'all, that surety is the same thing like a godparent. Godparents ain't just to be something that you can brag about. Well, they may need a godparent, may need a godmother. That's not nothing to brag about, because what you're saying is, if they die, I will do everything for them children that you had planned for them. And you have to believe that. That's an oath. You're the godparent. You're going to make sure, if I was going to send them to Harvard, that means 3 more jobs for you, or turn the godparent down. You know you can't send them to Harvard. You're going to free school at night. But we want those titles so bad. Go ahead, let's finish this up, y'all. We got one more script. Go ahead, brother.
Be not surety above thy power.
Above thy what?
Above thy power. For if thou be surety, take care to pay it. Go not to the law with a judge.
Go do what?
Go not to law with a judge. For they will judge for him according to his honor.
See, no matter what you do, you can learn all of the slick talk out there. But if you go to law with a judge who's sitting up there governing law, he's going to work you over the coals, because they're going to side with him. What do you think you're going to tell the judge? The judge is out of order. You're out of order. Rusty the bailiff is out of order. The jury is out of order. He's going to say,
you out of my court.
Contempt, you out of order. Open your mouth again and you're going to taste the whole. Silence, just like that. Don't go to law with a judge. He's sitting up there to govern the case you're at. Don't bring me into your wrongdoing, basically what it's saying. Because he said, I'm not here for you to talk to me about me. I'm here to judge this matter between you and this individual. You gonna go with me? I tell you what, case dismissed for this individual. You be mad as hell, what you gonna do? Better not catch you walking in your car, judge. Oh, okay. Threats?
Bailiff?
Rusty, get a little work in.
Yeah, I begin this.
Read a little bit more of that last verse, and then we're going to move that 1 Peter, y'all. We out.
Verse 15.
What it say?
Travel not by the way with a bold fellow.
With a who?
With a bold fellow. Lest he become grievous unto thee. For he will do according to his own will. And thou shalt perish with him through his folly.
See, y'all, when y'all know somebody going to do some dirt, you got to be like Trey in Doughboy's car. When they racking it and that boy sliding that hammer back, boy, he ready to put in some work. You ain't put in no work like that. You don't know nothing. You got your daddy's 45. You ain't never squares the trigger on it. And you riding with them to go do dirt about dirt. No, you have to be wise and say, there's a bus station right there. Let me out the car, though. Let me out the car. What they gonna do but pull over and let you out? You're no help to them at that point. You can get them busted. They're going to let you out of the car. You're not forced to stay there. That's a fear of evil men that you done got tangled up with and you can't get away from. They will force your hand, y'all. That's why we got to know what we are getting into, what vehicles we are getting into, what vibration we are moving from while we was in this captivity, y'all. There's no margin for error. I'm 57. What I look like with a 20-year ball right now? Who gonna be out here when I get out? Man, is the camp still down there?
Thinking about coming.
Oh, them beef sticks and that half a sandwich the wife would cook for me, make for me. And them sisters, boy, they had that boy, and them brothers hollering, y'all, who is they still down there?
20 years gone. Y'all, so from this walk on, you got to make sure everything is on the least the minimum of a fine. You don't even want misdemeanor. You don't want no setbacks in this walk to give them an avenue to come get you because they run in your jacket. Who good for this in this neighborhood? Oh, well, little Bobo right there, shit, he's known for this. Let's run his jacket. Let's see where he at. There you is with him. I tell you, anybody around here that killed somebody, don't come and tell me.
I don't want to be on that checkoff list of who I need to kill so they don't tell on me. Oh, and Daniel. No, what you do? Man, no. Look, if they looking for you. Yeah, I heard somebody, look, if they come here, you go west. I'm telling you went east. That's the best you got coming, bro. That's it. That's all I can do for you. Now get going, bro, before they get here. Get going! No, you can't go behind the furnace. No, get going. If they come here, I tell them you went that way, but you go that way. That's the best you can do, or you gonna pay the price for them. Now they taking your bed. You gotta leave your house cause what, you harboring a who? A fugitive. So you're trying to tell us you didn't know he killed all the people and drove through a school bus full of children. You didn't hear about that on the news? Officer, I don't pay no attention to that news. I'm just waiting for the lotto numbers to come in. That's the only thing. They'd be like, okay, you going to the penitentiary for him till we find him. Let's finish this off, y'all.
Verse 17.
What it say?
Consult not with a fool.
Do what?
Consult not with a fool. For he cannot keep counsel.
That's crazy. How would you talk to somebody that's done 20 years, keep going back to the penitentiary? How you gonna talk to them about staying out of the penitentiary? Hold on, man, here go old G of the pen and done 40, 50 years, dog. Let's rap with him. Man, we gonna hit this shop tonight. That'd be foolish, wouldn't it? He ain't got away with it. Why you want to be a dope dealer? Ain't no retired dope dealers. Who you gonna name? Who retired from being a chemical entrepreneur? Every big shot we ever had, Nicky Barnes and all the rest of them, end up snitching on each other, didn't they? And retired with what? No money. Back on the block to see all of the destruction they caused. Where we at? Finish that off.
Verse 18. Do no secret thing before a stranger.
Do what?
Do no secret thing before a stranger.
See, y'all, that's why we got to be on our best behavior. See, you think because this person don't know me and you do a secret thing before him, they will remember you. I know that guy. Just like Peter. The secret thing he done. Warming his hands and hanging around. I know you. When you with the Messiah? Moi? I'm trying to go French on it. They're like, no, why? You sound like a Galilean. That Galilean talk I've heard from you before. Not me, not me. Let's get some more.
For thou knowest not what he will bring forth. Open not thine heart to every man, lest he require thee with a shrewd turn. Y'all. So you have to be careful of any strangers, how you carry yourself. I don't care where you at. You may think you way out here somewhere and ain't no bruise around or nothing. Some eyes are on you. They're watching behavior and movement. How you carrying yourself. For one, you may be the wrong color out in these parts, so they really on you like this. May slip something right there to see if you go for the 5-finger discount. Way out there. Be on your game so that they can say, no, our officer, he was right here. I mean, we got the cameras up here. They'll defend it. They'll tell you, nigga, get back to Niggerville. That's about the worst of it. Don't be back out here. Last one, y'all. 1 Peter 1. We're going to finish this up, y'all. We're going to get on out of here. Y'all write down Colossians 3:22, Ephesians 6 and 5. And y'all, those are more to understand. Those that have rule and custom of who has custom of, like Jacob, when he got married to Rachel, who he thought was Rachel, in the land where his mother's brother lived. He said, when you get into this book of Jasher, that wedding go down, and you'll see how some people say, well, I can't believe he didn't know that was Leah in there, man. Was it that dark, or was he that drunk, or was he this? Come on. Everybody in here have aged and woke up and checked to see did something go on last night.
Did I? I was fooled. And you talking about I would know? You don't know nothing when that alcohol got control. When it's taking its reign and you sleep, it's the same thing. You're still conscious. How you think locked daughters got locked?
Right.
Loading them up on liquor. You think he had the gummy bear when he was putting children in them? Or was he sleep like this in a certain mode? They had children. That means seed came out of him while he was drunk. And then the other daughter get him the next night. Loaded him up on liquor. He passed out, but guess what? The body parts don't go to sleep because the mind is drunk. No, it just feeds it from that perspective. Because you drunk. You talk dirty when you get like that. That's what comes out of you. Woman, I'll do this. Man, I'll do that. Then the next morning you wake up and you be like, I got to join somebody's church. Man, I did what? And where's all this peanut butter and oil from and this baby powder? What the hell went on last night? Start checking for stuff and looking in the mirror. Because you can't remember. Y'all read the testament of the 12 patriarchs of Judah, and he'll tell you about how wine worked them off. Let's get this 1 Peter and get out of here, y'all. 1 Peter chapter 1, so about 13. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 13, I'm sorry. We just move down, y'all. We just read a little of these, y'all. So y'all get out of y'all mindset. This government ain't making you do no feast days. They ain't making you doing none of what they keep. None of what they keep. Do they make you come out there and buy fireworks here in a couple of weeks? Or do we just go out there and take rent money? We take our usury, what we can't afford, and give it to them to celebrate with them. They say, we didn't tell y'all to come out here and do that. Our rent is paid. We're not buying fireworks with that. Now it's going to be some fireworks when the light bill man come up and want to turn the lights off. Go get my pistol. Look, I told them folks I was going to bring that money down there Thursday. Too late. Now it's violence because all the light bill money out at the fireworks place. They didn't make you come do it, nor do they make you come into the stores. What they do is make you feel guilty if you don't want to keep their folly days. You don't want to keep our days, then shame on you. You're a Grinch. Oh, he's a Grinch. Right, unpatriotic. Y'all have to really think about if you go to somewhere where they really honor that flag and that game, you got to think about it, especially you there on free tickets. Them the last 10 games I've been to on Gate 2 tickets. Man, you want a couple tickets to the game? Well, you going there knowing that there's warm Budweiser being drank, and they're going to call for that national anthem. And here with these heathens, I ain't standing up. It's going to be problems if the right one's standing behind. Stand up, nigger, and take your hat off. What you gonna do at that moment? You told him to walk? You know what's gonna come next. You better sit down. Then his buddy stand up. Do what he said, nigga. Take your hat off. You hear what Donald Trump said? Now everybody looking. What you gonna do? The devil whispering. I know you ain't gonna let these two white boys punk you in front of everybody. Devil know when to come. See, you don't play that. You Earl Jackson from the South Side. They don't know you. So y'all, we have to know where we're going. You have to understand their traditions don't change because you there. And what I was saying about Jacob, he didn't know. He said, I thought it was just their custom for marriage. When they were saying, hey, la, they was telling me we're going to switch Rachel with Leah.
He said they was drinking, we was pouring. I'm like, y'all can call it whatever y'all want it. Just get to the point when we go in that tent. I've been waiting 7 years. I've been waiting 7, and I've been working 7 years. It's time for me to get my just desserts. And we having this wedding, and they said, hey, he said, I just thought it was a custom. Joseph got married under the customs of Egypt. And Jacob blessed his 2 sons. He didn't say it was an illegal marriage. Moses married to Zipporah, the Cushite. But it's the custom of here. But certain things are universal, like music. You can hear somebody talk with a British accent, but when they sing, it sounds like a whole different group of people. Yes, mate, tonight was, and then they start singing, or like Michelle A talk, and then she belt out what she do. You'd be like, how did that come out of there? And you know, me and Dr. Dre, we were working together, and you'd be like, then all of a sudden, you'd be like, wait a minute. So certain things are universal, like mathematics. Ain't no Hebrew version of mathematics. Mathematics are what they are. The equation's gonna be the same. 2 + 2 gonna equal 4 around the world. If it's not, it's gonna be explained. It's a different type of math. It's gonna let you know what 2 + 2 don't equal 4. It's called this kind of math. But marriage is universal all over the world. Wherever you travel through, this mind. You got paperwork? Yeah, I got paperwork right here. See, a stamp from the nation of such and such. Okay, you good. Abraham had the same thing. The Most High stand in for that. Every time Pharaoh reached for Sarah, the Most High twisted his arm and it went back like this. He's like, wait a minute. This ain't normal. Well, she got some radiation coming out of them hips. Some dangerous hips. I'm going for them again. Finally, he said, this is the Lord. I ain't supposed to touch her. I'm not supposed to touch. So he acknowledged, I can't touch another man's wife. This in a whole nother nation. So everywhere over on planet Earth, it's the same. Because the law of responsibility about marriage applies wherever you're at on planet Earth. It don't change. You're not marrying that government. I ain't seen a video yet or an individual say, when I married this wife under this covenant, this would happen to me. The government came in, they told me I couldn't sleep with her but 2 days a week. And then they told me I couldn't take her out to dinner or nut. Then they told me she had to wash their clothes. When y'all heard that? I mean, y'all ever heard the government coming in on a marriage? That's what I'm just asking. For the threats to be made like they'll want to take over your marriage. See, but then you'll marry food stamps. And then you'll marry Medicaid. And you marry all of these, but this is avoiding you. Why? Because you can't walk away like you do with everything else. You can't walk away with them contracts. You still got to work them out to the end. You're going to go bankrupt or you're going to sign off on something. In like manner, you got to sign off on your most prized possession if you're done with it. If you got it, you got to have a receipt. You go back to the store with receipts of everything, don't you? And you ain't got no receipt on your most prized possession. No receipt. How they know that's your property? How they gonna know? What you gonna tell them? I'm married in the eye of God. They like, well, look, there's a red phone right there. Can you get them on the phone before we let you in that back room? And you walking toward that phone like you really gonna call the Most High. They got me messed up down here. Right. Y'all, we got to be wise about what it's telling us to do so that we don't find ourselves in the Gray Bar Motel. On every call, it disrupts everything in life by the time you get out. Your child will know you as an uncle. How you gonna give orders from jail? He ain't doing his homework. Hold on, put him on the phone. Hurry up, there's only 30 seconds left. You better do right, you better tell your mom, you better do your homework when I get out of here, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Your time is up, clicker. What you think he gonna do? I'll be on Social Security when he get out. Let's finish this up, y'all, and get out of here.
Dang, what,
Yeah.
You got Colossians what?
3:22 and Ephesians 6:5. These are more on understanding hierarchy of why the Most High got them put up in those positions. They're not going to work you over. Y'all, there ain't no law. Can anybody hear it say a law is effective right now? I'm just talking about causing discord in your life, other than short money about what's happening. Personal property tax, need them before I get placed. Short money. This and that. Y'all think they're creating them laws? It would be different if white folks weren't standing in line paying for plates. They just got money. Most of them. We don't, so it becomes a burden. But y'all, we can't hustle backwards and get into things we can't afford. Usually buying a car you can't afford. Y'all know you can't afford it when they're trying to ask you what other work you do than your 40 hours. How you gonna count what else you do now? Well, I cut a little hair on the side. How much you make? Well, if I get 3 people on a good week, I give me about 35, 40. We mark that down, a barber as well. What else you do? Well, I cut grass. I cut Miss Johnson next door. Did she pay you? $25. Well, you're gonna need to do that every week. So they're adding up what could be for you to make this note. Once you lose that, it's gone. They know you can't pay for it because the servile work can't pay for it. Hustling is because servile has got everything else. This keeps pocket change for me. This keep gas money for me. But this got to make sure I live. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Or you're going to find yourself in a bad position with these heathens, and they are going to put you behind the 8 ball, and you're going to suffer. Let's get some more. Let's finish that out, y'all.
We at the 1 Peter.
Yeah.
Reading in the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, starting at verse 13. And it reads, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Most High's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme.
See, now this is a problem for most people. See, they had a problem with Paul already, but now this Peter. There's a disciple that walked with the Messiah. So is he talking crazy? Is he talking that Roman put that in there talking? He's saying submit yourselves. And y'all, what this means is saying this the order. But we know what not to submit ourselves to. That's from Genesis to Revelation. If a ruler say you must worship me as God, or you must eat this because I command you to do it and it's against the law of God, then you have to do what the Most High said. But you can't look at Genesis 1:29 and say, I don't care what them heathens put up there. The Lord say I can partake of this. Okay. The problem is you're putting that before your personal well-being. You know it's a chance they may lock me up and put more on my jacket. So why don't I just save this money and go to Colorado? If it's about that. But it ain't about that because you want to make them understand. I read Genesis 1:29. I'm telling Genesis that. Wait till I get to court. Wait till I get to court. I got some words for him since he want me to put my hands on it. They'll just turn right to these verses and you'll be stuck looking like, y'all are no good. Y'all put that in there. That wasn't in there yesterday. What else you gonna say? Because y'all, this is the only thing they're using on us. As our laws, statutes, and judgments they're using against us. Because for one, we don't know. For two, if we see them and it's something I like I'm doing, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to try to get around it like I try to get around these laws of America. And when you keep starting to get around process, it's going to catch up with you because it's going to move up. And then it's going to come crashing down. Let's get some more. Let's finish that up.
Whether it be to the king as supreme,
right,
or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers.
See, it keeps saying the only reason that's set up is for evildoers. For evildoers. If they got you for stealing, it's the same stealing in the Bible. Did you take something that belonged to somebody else? It's the same thing, ain't it? What's the difference in what they say? And it's still any different in the Constitution than it is in the Scripture. Does it mean any different? Do white folks get away with stealing?
No.
They do for a while. But they get caught up with them because they have something that a line they won't cross. They're not going to allow somebody to get a bunch of money and cross the line. So all of them have a line that they don't go across, even for the rich. Let's get some more.
Okay, 14 again. Or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of Yah, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men.
What are you putting to silence?
The ignorance of foolish men.
See, when you're not trying to explain somebody that's trying to explain you why they stay in trouble, you'll put that to silence. Because quick thing is, man, why don't you just quit going over that? What they say at that point, they have to breathe heavy and think. What you just said made all the sense in the world, because if I stop going over that, it won't happen no more. But don't see, you just don't understand. Okay, now I have to listen to why you're going over there to get your head busted to the white knee. You're going to give me an explanation now. That's foolish talk. You're going to tell me why you're going over there to get killed. If it be, so be it, man. That nigga going to know who Johnny Earl Jackson is. Okay. And you want me to sit here and tell him, yeah, go over there and show him who Johnny Earl is. Go ahead. And I'm supposed to agree with that. So foolish talk, you have to at least say, boy, you're going to get yourself killed. And that's all it got to be. You ain't got to chew your cabbage twice. Why you going to get killed? Don't go around there messing with them folks. They don't know it, nigga. No. They don't know you. With this kind of talk, you're not from around these parts. You come around there, you're going to get killed with that form of talk. I can't back that up. What you mean give you my strap? You come here for my strap, you done started something and you ain't got no strap? You done started strap drama and you ain't got one. You around here for mine. Mine is like a fire extinguisher. I'm not looking for drama. I'm not making no drama, but if drama happens, guess what? I'm gonna put that fire out. My fire extinguisher ain't for you riding around mugging and you got drama and didn't have nothing in the car. Let's finish that up, bro.
Verse 16, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness.
See, as free but not using your liberty as a cloak of maliciousness. Go ahead.
But as the servants of Yah.
See, you don't have to worry about, because the Most High got your back, you don't have to use it as a cloak of maliciousness. Anything you're trying to do, you're saying, the Most High got me. I can't use that as a cloak of maliciousness and talk to you about wrongdoing and get you hemmed up with this government. Because they don't play. When you see the United States or federal government versus this individual, you on a whole nother level with these heathens. Because when you're dealing with a 99% conviction rate, you ought to be out of the way of those people. You can't challenge somebody with a record like that. I'm talking about pre-Mike Tyson, before Customato died. You can't go up in that ring with that because his mind was set right. Now, after that, you could probably get it. But go in to a champion like that unprepared. No, the Most High say you got to walk circumspect in your captivity. Y'all, there's no margin for error. Because if you go, you got young men saying they won't give me a job. 20 years old, you got a whole lifetime of you ahead for work. What are you going to do for the next 50 years? If they won't give it to you at 20, what do you have planned? Let's get some more, y'all. We finished that up. Where is that?
Verse 17. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood.
Love what?
Love the brotherhood. Fear Yah. Honor the king. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward. For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward Yah endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
See, so now he's getting on that side of it. If I do right, man, they still mess with you. But it's a difference if grief is brought on you about doing the right thing. You're getting your ticket punched to the kingdom, where you'll never be done like that again. But it's always, he covers both sides. That was the wrongdoing sign. Now he's saying, if you get a free case, know that the Lord is trying your patience.
Like Joseph.
Like Joseph. He didn't set that up for the woman to do it, but still, if you fought her off with a sword to your neck, then the little bit of time they got you in jail ain't nothing, because if y'all look at what he said, I'm not taking that case, and went to jail. So he's suffering patiently. He wasn't going to take a free adultery case. How they beat some brothers, I still don't understand it, but some brothers have admitted to killing or maiming white women running in the park. What techniques are they using, y'all? Down in that room.
Phone book and billy club.
Phone book and billy club. That'll make you say it. So look, we got something upcoming called the mark of the beast. Is that technique gonna be used when they get handed out?
They put that phone book upside their head, punch their head with that billy.
So if that's the deal, get ready for the mark of the beast, y'all, because that's the technique they're coming with. Phone book upside the head and a billy club. You're going to hold your hand out. See, but we got to get past that. That torture can't do anything to you, like Joseph would not bow, like Daniel would not bow, like the mother and the 7 sons would not bow to that pressure. You can beat my head till it's jelly. I ain't gonna be no good when y'all get me up in the court, because all I'm gonna be doing is blowing bubbles. Did you kill him? They like they done beat it to jelly. But I'm not gonna admit to nothing like that, y'all, because you give your soul up for one morsel of meat. You're scared to death. They're charging you with something that you didn't do, and you're willing to agree to it to stop yourself from doing what? You think they're gonna let you go home? No, send me on where y'all sending me so y'all can send me home. This is what is trying to make you understand this last verse. Read that. Endure grief, suffering wrong. Hit that verse 20. We're gonna get down to 24. We close out.
Verse 20. For what glory is it, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with Yah.
See how he say the difference if you're buffeted for faults. See, you got something on your jacket.
Yeah.
They whooping you across the head because you got something else. They trying to get more information out of it. See, that's what they do. Come on now. You've been selling dope. You've been arrested 13 times. You know who the dope man is, but he gonna kill me if I tell you. Well, either they can kill you or the sergeant can kill you, but we need some answers right now. Who's selling that dope? He could be wise and say, y'all are. That's who put it on the street. But they know why they put you to death, and they gonna have to answer for it. But you be home free. Finish that up, bro.
You want me to skip down to 24?
No, go ahead down to the last of that. Might as well finish it out.
Verse 21. For even unto were ye called, because Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
Right.
Who did no sin.
Who did what?
No sin.
No sin. All of those that said he ain't the Messiah, all they have to do is challenge this scripture right here and find a sin, and then he's out. He's out like everybody we tell them that's out. Joseph's out, Hezekiah's out, King Solomon's out, David's out. If they challenge this scripture right here and show one sin of the Messiah, he's out. But they don't have it. They have to make it up. Read some more.
Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth.
Neither was guile found in his mouth. No player hate, no talking about behind nobody's back. He was straightforward. There was no guile. There was no lying. There was no trickery in his voice. He just told you, you have no power, pilot, but what my Father give you. Now, come on, let's go and do what we got to do. He like, man, this is another level. Do he know what they finna do? Do he know about crucifixion? This the death chamber. And he ready to walk it. As an example, y'all, so it ain't like the God we believe in, his only begotten, the representative of us, the person that took on the surety for us. He took that on, y'all. So he paying the price for what we do every day. He paid the price for that. He said, I got the surety. But guess what? He gonna be the collector. On the next go round. He gonna be the collector. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 23. Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously.
That's right.
Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed.
See, the Messiah did that for us, so all we have to do is just keep the law. I done took all y'all punishments for y'all. But we get high-minded. Man, I ain't told him to do that for me. I ain't asked him to do that for me. Hey, he did that because he want to do it. That's the mindset that we get. I ain't asked the Lord to do that for me. Okay. See how you rolling. See how you rolling. Just like it say, you're a fair-weathered friend. As long as things is going good, you ain't got no problem with the Messiah. But soon as it go bad, where you at? We like the thief on the cross. Hell, he can't get himself done. I ain't gonna save up. The other thief like, man, if I was you, I'd just be quiet. We know still, and he ain't done none of what me and you up here for. Why you on his head? He ain't did what we did. Well, why he up here then? Because of you. About you. Man, miss me with that, dog. Miss me with that. The other one look and say, will you have mercy on me? He said, this day, me and you'll be in paradise together. Y'all, that's how it come at the moment of his death. He didn't beg for his life. He didn't ask the Messiah, take me off of this cross. Give me a chance so I can go do it. He said, just remember me in the resurrection, because I know I'm done. Y'all, but that's the mindset we got to get on, because there's no margin for error when we plan. Our souls are on the line. Y'all think eternal life is going to be that lake of fire like y'all think it ain't going to be too bad. If you think the lake of fire like how you can brag about doing 10 years standing on your head, you sadly mistaken. No, I don't care what you stand on in the lake of fire. You're not going to do it for 10 years. You're not going to do it for 100 years. You're going to do it forever. And ever.
And suffer.
And ever. There ain't no bragging about the lake of fire for you, because you're not getting out to tell nobody about it. Yeah, dog, it was hot, but man, you know, nigga hot anyway. You got hot all over, nigga. No, you ain't gonna get to tell them tales on the street. Finish that off, brother. Let's get out of here.
Verse 25. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your soul.
See, y'all, we have to return to the shepherd and bishop of our souls. He told us how to move through captivity. He wouldn't have put us in there and then tell us to have joy. Y'all, he wouldn't do us like that. Satan does that. Y'all, but we hear and we got to do what we're told. We got to maneuver through this thing till he come and get us, y'all, because it'll be easy work for us when they tell us what we have to do. We can say no to that. Y'all, because we don't worry about their laws anyway today. If you rolling circumspect respect, according to this script, what they laws gonna do for you? How is that a danger for you unless you got something you have to warn about the law? Car riding deep and you holler, don't look back, the police behind that. Who? Everybody gonna be like this.
Take your hat off, man.
I told you not to look back, they behind. You got any announcement? Kale's over there, y'all.
Kale over there? Kale.
Good old kid.
Kale from the garden.
Take it home with you. Got some room to fall back. Yeah, we gotta get on out of here, y'all. What prayer we gonna get on, y'all?
85.
Okay.
What's wrong?
85. You got
What's going on? Oh, Ahab, you want to mention that? You turn on off. Okay, y'all. His brother Ahab, y'all. He want to do a food pantry. We gotta listen. I'm gonna get it to the sister Naomi to look over, but he's looking to start a food pantry for the neighborhood, y'all.
Okay.
A good thing going. He want to get some things going. He gave me a layout, so we're gonna get to it, brother. Probably just been kind of running a little bit. But go ahead and speak for yourself. What else? If you want to go ahead and say some things about it, all. We'll get some time, y'all, where we'll let him come up. Y'all, most likely, most high willing, next week and let him come up and express what it is. And then, like I say, yeah, PDF, we'll get a couple of them printed out so you can see the direction he's going in if anybody want to assist him in getting that set up. So you cool with, so what